Who is that? Oh, no. Oh my God. That's Miss Maddie. Good morning, Miss Maddie. She's
trying to
trying to
tackle
help Mama.
trying to tackle Lucy.
That was cute. She's trying to give you a morning hug, Ramona.
Oh my God, yes.
You have on makeup, Ramona.
Nope, just mascara.
Huh?
Nope, just mascara.
Oh, girl. No lipstick?
No.
Lip liner? Lip gloss? No?
Just Carmex.
But the mascara makes a difference.
Thanks.
Do they, like, we can't hear them. They're probably talking about us.
Oh, we're here. We're
Oh, okay.
We're listening.
They're trying to help Kathy.
My God.
We're waiting on her to log in. She's still not.
Can you hear me?
In.
Yeah, we can hear you, Kathy. Can you?
Yeah, the screen I turned it off and turned it back on again, and now it's got a black screen. Okay, the screen came up.
Hey,
Sure.
Kathy, just for the record, we're still not seeing you on Zoom. On that other thing, we need to.
Does it say join with video?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Okay. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm on my Wi-Fi.
Yeah, okay. Now we're going to admit you. Okay, we can see you. There we go. We can see you now.
Yeah.
Now let's try your evidence.
So we're about to, as soon as audio connects, she'll be able to drop the phone call because she can just do it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can get these documents to come up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the audio is still connecting.
No, it's still August 6th.
Okay. Well, real quick, Kathy, can you click on your iPad, the button that says connect to internet, call via internet audio?
Where is that?
It's on your iPad for Zoom. The should be asking.
Oh, on the Kindle or on my iPad?
iPad, the one you're looking at right now, straight ahead of you.
Oh, click on what?
The button, it should be asking you if you want to connect via internet audio.
Yeah, call using internet audio.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now we're on. Okay. So I'm gonna
Hi, Kathy. We can see you now.
Hey,
Good
Cindy.
morning.
But I still can't get. I'm gonna put the phone down since I can talk to you now on.
Yeah, I already hung it up. Yeah.
But now I got to try and get this iPad. It was fine. I had it set up on my with my.
Let's yeah, and you can turn that Kindle Fire around where we can see it. Maybe Eamon can come over here and look at it and help.
Show them, like, hold your Kindle up to in front of your camera, Kathy, so he can see what. Wait, hold it up, lift it up. Okay.
Let's just go to Docs at that point. Let's just do one step at a time. Docs.
All right.
All right, now turn it around.
Show them again. They have to see what's on it.
Now I still have.
Show it again.
This is what I have.
Wait.
A little bit to the left.
The other left.
The other left.
All button.
Yeah, keep going to your right. Okay, your left.
Oh. Okay. All she has
needs
is
to hit the all
download.
button.
Yes, she needs to hit the all button on that screen.
Just one.
Yeah, should be yellow.
Hey,
What-
let's there's a couple of 3 different things wrong, but it doesn't look like she's still connected to the Wi-Fi.
Oh.
Okay. Well, so should I turn this off?
No. Now what you should do is swipe. Okay, hold the Kindle Fire up and down and swipe from the top down.
Okay.
And then you should see like a little Wi-Fi sign.
Yeah.
Now connect to the one that's yours.
All right, I should be connected.
Okay, now turn it around so we can see it.
Okay, probably, I think that's got it.
That's good. Now what you want to do is just turn it around and swipe it up.
Swipe up.
You gotta swipe it up so you can see the regular screen, and then show us what you got.
Won't swipe up. Oh, there it goes. Wait a minute. No, okay, here you go. Oh, I think they just came up.
Uh-oh.
Okay,
I got it,
Don't
right?
do that one.
you cancel right there. Not turn it off.
Turn it around.
Don't do what?
Do not turn it off.
It canceled.
No, it's fine. It's the AB hearings for the 12th came up.
There you go.
And the 13th, because today's the 13th.
You should
Oh.
show the 13th, Kathy.
And
Yeah,
make
well,
sure it
It's
says
just
all.
it says cloud drive and all. But
Gotcha.
I have ABR meetings for the 12th. I'll show you.
Other, Cindy and Ramona, you all have the 13th on yours?
Yes, I do.
I do too.
All right. Can you show us her live full screen?
If you want.
Kathy,
Kathy.
that's the one. Yeah.
Here's the screen, and it's got the 12th. I used to have the 8th, now I have the 12th.
Now,
Oh, wait a minute. She's in a different, she isn't there yet.
Just
You
tap
need to
on-
go into the,
Hit the ARB hearings, the top one.
just
Okay.
go back one.
Okay, there it is. I got it. I
You
got it.
got it?
Yeah.
yay.
Yay, Kathy!
Okay, I got it. We're good to go.
Now we're gonna, at this point, we're gonna admit the person. Who's the chairman and who's the secretary?
I'm chairman.
I'm
Okay,
secretary.
all right, y'all are ready to roll. The first person is case number
2020-1328.
1328.
It's under the name CML Tug. Ms. Halsher is on the phone. Diana Halsher.
All right. I'm
All
ready.
right, it's the third one on
Diana?
page one.
Third one on page 1.
Yes.
I got it. I got it.
Her name is Diana.
Yes,
Okay,
Thank
cool.
you.
Ms. Holster?
Yes.
Good morning.
Can you hear me? Good morning.
How are you this morning?
Marvelous. How are you? It's hot.
Good.
good morning.
This
Yes,
is Ramona LeBlanc.
I believe you're Cindy Halsher, right?
I'm Cindy Hilscher. Yes.
Okay,
Oh.
sorry, first name Cindy.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
This is Ramona LeBlanc. We're going to commence the hearing, and this is going to be on hearing case number 20201328, account number 17768. And this hearing is being recorded. We are the appraisal review board that is hearing your protest today. Ramona LeBlanc, Cindy Duck, and Kathy Hoffman. We do not work for the appraisal district. We are appointed to perform an independent review of your protest. The comptroller's office provides an electronic survey for you to offer feedback on your experience today that will be assessed at the appraisal district office or online at surveymonkey.com/r/survey-ARB. The survey is voluntary. You also have the right to appeal our decision. Appeal information will be provided to you with our determination. In accordance to tax code section 41.4845H, all written material that has not been provided must be provided at this time. Ms. Cindy, do we have all of your evidence?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. The ARB members who are considering the protest have not communicated with anyone about the protest and are signing the affidavits to this effect. And I'll start by saying, I, Ramona LeBlanc, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of Tax Code Section 41.66F, and I'm signing to that effect, and I'm physically located in Texas.
I, Cindy Duck, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of Tax Code Section 41.66F. I live in Texas, and I am signing to that effect.
I, Kathy Hoffman, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of Tax Code Section 41.66F. I'm signing to that effect, and I'm located in Texas.
My name is Val Smith. I'm a notary public. I am witnessing Ms. LeBlanc's, Ms. Duck's, and Ms. Hoffman's signatures via Zoom, and I'm physically located in Texas.
Okay, Ms. Cindy, all testimony must be given under oath. I'm assuming that you're under oath because you signed the affidavit.
Yes.
Okay, and Mike?
I am and do solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony I shall present to the Appraisal Review Board for the Aransas County Appraisal District is true and correct.
Thank you. And Ms. Cindy, you don't hold a Texas appraiser's licensing and certificate, do you?
No.
Okay, and do you have the time limits page that came with your package? It probably should have been on page 5.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Would you like to speak first, or would you like the district to go first?
I'll speak first. I mean, this is a pretty simple issue, but a couple things. One, I've never done a protest hearing, so if I do anything incorrectly, let me know. So I'm kind of flying, I'm flying blind. And then second is when I provided the evidence, there is confidential and personal information included in that packet. I did not mark it as such, but I would like to note that when it is no longer being used, if it could be destroyed or shredded, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I understand. There's confidential information, especially related to somebody's business or income is anything physical we have is destroyed. And there's like a special place that we can put stuff that is strictly confidential. So it's not going to get shared with anybody.
Okay, I just totally forgot that part and did not mark it before I handed it over. So
understandable.
I'm sorry about that.
No, it's happened. A lot of people do it.
Okay. All right. So this is a downtown property in Rockport, Texas. It is not real large, and it's in the district that's pretty old. I guess the thing for my sister and I, who are the owners under CML Tug LLC,
Hey, we're not seeing
is that
anything on our screen.
I'm sorry.
I was telling the district. I'm sorry, Cindy. I didn't mean.
The reason it's not being displayed is out of caution. We're not sure what of it was.
You can't even show the property. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, we can show the property, but the evidence that she submitted, she said that some of it's confidential, and so we're just not putting it on the thing so it doesn't go up on YouTube.
Got it. I'm sorry. I meant I'm sorry. And I know. And the other thing that we need to tell her is we try not to say the numbers also, if we can, so people aren't aware. Okay, cool. Oh, awesome. Thank you.
There you go. All right. Sorry about that, Cindy. You can go ahead.
Oh, no, that's fine. And actually, that property isn't necessarily, confidential in that I wouldn't want a whole bunch of people to know it's ours, but it's funny, it shows up on a lot of news. People seem to want to interview people in front of it, probably because of the seahorse on the wall or something. So anyway, so we were struggling some after the hurricane, the property values that, have been kind of stagnant. COVID threw us another wrench this year. So when I got the amount that it had been increased, which just, it's the increases on the building, not on the land. The increase was about 18% of value. It was a big surprise. You know, we're working hard to try to control costs right now. The building is not being used because we don't feel like we can get enough business through to open it. We're worried about the COVID risk. So until we can see a path to revenues, this increase was very unexpected and difficult and seemed kind of a big surprise based on the nature of what's going on right now. We made no improvements because we're trying to save money as much as we can so that we can pay our bills and make it through this period. So anyway, so it was a big surprise. I showed some proof there is no revenue or income at the business. The business is not open this year. Probably will not until maybe next year due to COVID, depends. And basically we're just operating at a loss. So no improvements, no income. It was hard to figure out where the 18% increase came from. And I mean, it's really that basic.
So Cindy, you weren't open at all last year?
You know, I don't know. We weren't open because we had no revenues last year. So not last year or this year. So we've been recovering some from Harvey. We had expenses we had to cover, and we just haven't seen the pickup. We hadn't seen the pickup last year in business. So it just doesn't feel like the property has increased in value. And we have avoided improvements at this point because we're not sure when we'll be able to see revenues yet.
Okay.
Okay, so Eamon, you have 2 minutes to cross-examine and 5 minutes to present.
Okay, in 2012, when this was purchased, was it purchased as a business or just the building?
It was purchased as it's hard. I mean, it's a little bit gray. It was purchased as a building with the intent to make it a business.
Oh, but I mean, was there like a functioning business you were buying? Like, did you buy?
Oh, no. No, we bought an empty building. We actually had to do quite a bit of work to it to get it into shape.
Okay. And just to let you know, the value for 2020 for your for everybody's property has an appraisal date of January 1st. So all the stuff that's happened with COVID, we didn't know. We didn't know that was going to happen. Nobody
right.
did. It was that we're 8 months down the road now. But I'll go ahead and present this, and I'll explain what's going on. So the property ID number is 17768. This is a commercial property in downtown Rockport. The last known sale price was $193,432 in 2012. And the 2019 market value was $144,270. So that's part of the problem, is that we were $50,000 low on an 8-year-old sale price on this one. The notice value for 2020 went from 144 to 165,000. Go to the next page. There you go. The way that it was done was based on your building square footage, how much is rentable, and the income that would be generated if you were to lease it out, or the income, the money that you're saving by, using it yourself. It's the 1,630 square feet of net rentable area, and the market rent, the lease rent is $10. That's per foot per year. And then the vacancy is normalized vacancy, and there are no expenses because the lease rent is based on a triple net lease. But that renders a net operating income. So basically the value of just the land and the building is $15,000 a year. That's what your business is kind of utilizing out of it. We're not valuing your business, whether or not you're doing a lot of sales or a little bit of sales. It's immaterial. We're just trying to value the building and the land. And the indicated value for that's 165,620. And the next page is the equity grid, showing that this is, we did all of downtown this way. It was based on, the model was built based on lease rents that were available, sale prices that we had, you know, everything, like your purchase, we're still way below that from years ago. And I can't imagine that your building has lost value. You know, 2012 was in the middle of a recession. So I would really hope that it's not worth less than it was in 2012. So that's why the change. The change was just the value was really, really low. And it says on your protest notice, it says, if the property is considered undervalued, could it be more gradual over time? And the answer to that for me, as you know, the appraiser doing this, is no. I don't have any lever to pull or knob to turn that makes commercial property value change year over year at a different rate. If it was homesteaded primary residence, then there is. But for commercial properties, there's nothing. It's also true for second homes, vacant land. Whatever the value is what the value is. And that is all of our evidence.
Okay, so now Cindy?
Yes.
Okay, and I'm a Cindy too, so I'm Cindy D, Cindy Duck, okay? So
Okay.
I know, it's confusing, but so now you have 2 minutes to ask questions, cross-examine, and then 2 minutes for rebuttal.
Okay.
So 4 minutes.
The only thing, I was listening to the gentleman that was presenting, and the only thing I would say is when we bought it in 2012, and I don't remember if there was, I assume you're correct, there was a recession. I know that downtown was pretty vibrant, and we actually had someone in there, and we were actually running a business, and you know, maybe we overpaid. I don't know, you know, that could be, but I just feel like there was probably a time in the last 8 years, you know, before 2017, that it was probably maybe worth more, but I don't know. And what I do know today is that an 18% increase in a year when we can't even figure out how to use it to get revenues right now is just, it's just hard. And so if we can't phase something in, then the only thing I can do is ask that you guys consider that it may not be what your spreadsheets say it is, but that's just how it feels to us. That's, you know, not based on a calculation. It's based on the fact that we have no revenues and we have a lot of it. We have some expenses. We've managed them some, and then no improvements. I guess the only other thing I would say is this totally caught us by surprise, and it sounds like you guys have changed your approach for valuing commercial property in Rockport, and that's all fine and good. It happens, but I wish we had known so we could have done some planning and decided what to do about that.
Yeah, the notice that you get in the spring, your notice of appraised value, is the notice for the following year's bill. You know, there's 8 months or so between the two, and that's the only mechanism we're given. That we're not really permitted to collude with property owners about their value. It's a matter of being impartial, you know.
Can I just ask one thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so now, Eamon, did she give you her actual, it looks like she gave you her actual numbers, right?
Yeah, but this is an owner-occupied building, so there is no rent.
Right, and she hasn't rented it out in 2 years.
But why, I mean, she does charge her business back for that. So if she has like her vacancy rate is 100% right now. So I'm not understanding, if you're using her numbers, why it's coming out like it is.
Because it doesn't have to be vacant. The reason it's vacant is because the property owners are making a decision saying, if we wait and we can reopen our business and we can be the tenant, we'll be in there and it'll be better in the long run. That's why they bought the building, so that they didn't have to lease one from somebody else. They're making that decision. We're just trying to value this building. And the fundamental thing is, when it was purchased, it does seem like it was purchased probably for more than a market value in 2012. But we never even approached what was paid for this building. The reason was we were not thinking about this building the way they were thinking about it when they bought it. When they bought it, they said, we can buy this building to have a business in it and make money. They didn't say, okay, this building is X number of square feet, it's such and such construction, this kind of brick, these type of windows, and it's this many years depreciated. The primary concern was how can I run a business out of this? You know, and if their business went out, if they went out of business, if it didn't work out, they would then be able to lease it to a tenant or sell it to somebody who would then lease it to a tenant. So the way that you value these things is as if it were being leased. That's.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Has the owners had this building on the market at any time during the period they've owned it?
Probably, I would assume.
No.
Yeah, I would assume
No.
not. The only time that I would say a commercial property, and the state will tell you all commercial property should be valued on income no matter what, because it produces income. But I will tell you that the properties that are owner occupied that I can't justify being on an income valuation are ones for which there are no tenants lined up. If you have a really specialty building where there is no option to lease it to anybody, the only, if you have a veterinarian who's in a residential style home, it's not like there's an army of veterinarians waiting to open up an office in this makeshift doctor's office. That's
Okay, Cindy, where are we?
Okay, well, so one other question and then because I just want to make sure I'm understanding all this right. So she's saying that people would like to rent it, but they have opted not to?
No one's offered to rent it from us.
Okay, all right, okay.
Yeah, and the NOI there, I hope that's not the NOI for their business. I mean, their business presumably would make more than $15,000 a year, but that's the NOI for the real property. That's all it is. We're not valuing their business.
All right, so now, Eamon, you have 2 minutes to cross-examine, or I guess I'd call it rebuttal, actually, sorry.
Sorry, maybe I have a poor sense of time, but I assume that I ate into that already. But
Okay. No, you're good. Okay, so now, Cindy, you get 1 minute to close.
Okay, so I appreciate you guys listening to this. Like I said, it's the first time I've ever done a protest. Once again, it's a hardship for us. I kind of understand how our properties will be valued downtown, kind of how it's been re-baselined. I don't feel like I totally fit into it, but probably a lot of people don't, and that's just me getting smarter about it. But I do feel like this is onerous for us, and we're going to have to seriously think about it. I feel like the building was designed for art. It would be very hard to just rent to any Joe Schmo on the street. But hey, I mean, if you guys really are convinced this is what we should be seeing out of it and this is the value for it, maybe I need to be thinking about selling it if I ever can, because I'm not sure what to do with it right now, and this is getting hard. So I appreciate you guys listening.
Okay, and now, Eamon, you've got 1 minute.
Yeah, the date of appraisal is January 1st. So we had gotten through the hurricane by January 1st of 2020. The coronavirus stuff just hadn't happened yet. this value does not reflect the effect that that's had. You know, it up, down, or sideways. I don't know if our downtown has been busier because of the lack of quarantine. I have no idea. But if you do sell this building, what this number is telling you, what we're saying is you shouldn't sell it for less than 165. That's what we're saying here, is we're not telling you anything about your business or its viability, just that the real property that CML Tug LLC owns, if you were to liquidate the real property, the market value of it would be 165,000, and that's a pretty conservative number. I hope that you understand where we're coming from as far as like what we're actually saying about your property.
All right, so now the appraisal district has 5 minutes to, I'm sorry, the appraisal review board, which we are not the district. We have 5 minutes to discuss and come up with our answer. But also I feel like, because Eamon, you said you hope she understands. So I think, so Cindy, like, do you understand where the numbers they worked with came from?
I mean, at a high level, I think the vacancy stuff kind of threw me off because I was like, how can they say we're not vacant? We are. And there's probably some details in there, but I'm sure I can. I mean, the appraisal district's pretty good. I can call them and they'll probably try to help me understand it better.
Yes, they are. And, you know, this is probably in the best time, you know, right now in the middle of hearings, but certainly anytime. I mean, they are a public office, but they are very good about, you know, making appointments and explaining. So anyway,
I just want to
add, Kathy, where are y'all?
But where am I at? I certainly understand everything that Eamon has presented, but I'm having a little bit of, maybe it's a sympathy factor in the sense that they had not been able to lease this building and there has not been any income in it for the past year to 2 years, whatever it was. So I don't know if a reduction is required or not. Where are you at?
Where are you at?
Well, I'm thinking, you know, if you haven't, Cindy, have you rented this place since the hurricane?
No, well, no, not since the hurricane. I'm trying to think back, 2017. We were renting it before.
Right.
I haven't
some
seen
artists.
I have to say, I have not seen it. I mean, that doesn't mean I'm all seeing, but I haven't seen it.
I just have a hard time with it because it hasn't been rented for 2 years. They're trying to pay bills. You know, I mean, and it shows on her paperwork for the last year, they had no income.
I think we would have some type of a reduction.
Receipts, yes.
Kathy, I'm feeling like there should be. I mean, because I think they actually are still dealing with the hurricane. I don't know that do we want to think about going back to where it was valued in last year? Or is that too much? I'd be okay with it. If y'all are good, I'm going to make a motion. Let's see if it passes. Okay.
Okay.
On account number 17768, based upon what we have heard from the appraisal district and from the property owner, and taking into consideration an incorrect appraised market value, I make a motion that we lower the 2020 value for account 17768 to $144,270. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. All right, Miss Kathy, Miss Cindy, you want to tell her about it?
So Cindy, you'll get something in the mail in the next week or two, and it'll just kind of restate that new number of 144,270. Also, if you wish to pursue this further or take any further action, it'll tell you what your options are. And if you would please, it also tell you how to do a survey on the appraisal review board. And we'd really appreciate it if you would fill that out too.
Okay. All
Okay.
right.
Thank you, Cindy.
Thank
We
you so
appreciate you
much.
coming
Hey.
in.
Thank you for your time. And if, you know, Eamon maybe someday will give me some pointers on how to do this better.
You did
I'm
good.
sure.
You did fine.
Well,
I feel lost a little bit, but thank you guys. I appreciate it. I
Well,
mean,
no, and please, after
we
the
want to grow a business down there. And so this makes it maybe a little bit more viable. At least it's what we expected we would be paying. So
hearing,
it's in the budget.
and
Well,
after
good luck.
after the hearing,
Thanks.
and contact him and make an appointment and sit down and discuss all of this stuff. So you're
Yeah,
very
I think I
clear.
will. I think I will, because when I saw the spreadsheets, I have an accounting background, but I was like, I need to understand the concepts behind it. So anyway.
We
All
understand.
right. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, our next case is also a telephone hearing. It is 2020-681, Richard Adam. It's in the name of Richard and Mary Adam. Richard is the only one who signed the affidavit.
Okay.
It's the first one on page 1, I believe.
Yes, ma'am.
Ah, cool.
All righty. Main Street.
Hello.
Mr. Adam?
Hi, how are you today?
Hi, good morning to y'all.
Good morning.
Is this Mr. Adam?
Yes, ma'am.
My name is
You can-
Ramona and I'm with the Appraisal Review Board.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We're going to take care of some paperwork to start with and then we'll get going on your hearing. Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right. We're going to commence the hearing on case number 2020-681, account number 18622. This hearing is being recorded. We are the Appraisal Review Board that will be hearing your protest today. I'm Ramona LeBlanc. We have Cindy Duck and Kathy Hoffman with us. We do not
Okay.
work for the appraisal district. We are appointed to perform an independent review of your protest. The Comptroller's Office provides us an electronic survey for you to offer feedback for your experience today that may be accessed at the appraisal district office or online at surveymonkey.com/r/surveyarb. The survey is voluntary. You also have the right to appeal our decision. Appeal information will be provided to you with our determination. In accordance with Tax Code Section 41.45H, all written material that is not provided must be provided at this time. Do we have all your evidence, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. The ARB members who are considering the protest have not communicated with anyone about the protest and are signing affidavits to that effect. I will start off first. I, Ramona LeBlanc, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of Tax Code Section 41.66F, and I'm signing to that effect, and I'm physically located in Texas.
I, Cindy Duck, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of Tax Code Section 41.66F, and I am signing to that effect, and I am located in Texas.
I, Kathy Hoffman, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of Tax Code Section 41.66F. I'm signing to that effect, and I'm located in Texas.
My name's Val Smith. I'm a notary public. I'm witnessing Ms. LeBlanc's, Ms. Duck's, and Ms. Hoffman's signatures via Zoom, and I'm physically located in Texas.
all testimony from all witnesses must be given under oath. So, Mr. Adam, I'm assuming that you signed the affidavit that you're under oath.
Yes.
Okay? All right. And Eamon, are you? Or is it Mike?
No, I'll probably just do all of them today. I, Eamon Burke,
Okay.
solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony I shall present to the Appraisal Review Board for the Aransas County Appraisal District is true and correct.
Don't have any volume on.
Okay. Mr. Adam, do you hold a Texas appraiser's license?
Would you repeat that, please?
Do you hold a Texas appraiser's license?
No, ma'am.
Okay, awesome. Do you have the time limit page, and it says like the district presentation, protester cross-examination, that type thing? 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 5
I
minutes?
view it. I don't have it in front of me, but I'm ready to do whatever.
Walk you through that, okay?
I do have a question.
Okay.
Everyone here present is a homeowner in Rockport, Texas?
No.
Everyone,
Okay.
we're from, but we are all in Rockport, Texas. We all live here.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
and most of us are homeowners.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
I need to ask, would you like to go first, or would you like the district to go first?
I'll go first.
All righty. You'll have 5 minutes for your presentation. Cindy?
Okay.
Got it. Starting now.
Okay. I'm a homeowner of property in Rockport, Texas. I live in San Antonio, but we spend a lot of time in Rockport because we love this town. And so we're happy to have or be part of the community. We have a property that we have been at now almost 10 years. The property next to us has sold recently, and I'm talking about March of this year, for $225,000. It was appraised, I believe, previously at $405,000. So the value of sale markedly diminished. The appraisal district has valued that property that sold for $225,000. For the land value is at $137,690. We have a property that is smaller in size. The one that's for $225,000 that was sold in March is 2.526 acres. Our property, I believe, is at 1.616 acres, and yet we are appraised at this moment at a higher value of $143,090. And so I'm just looking at trying to make it more fair and equitable because we're adjacent lots, identical land, essentially. And so that's essentially my case. I have no issues with anything else regarding this appraisal district.
All righty.
And so I conclude my presentation. It's pretty simple on this one.
Okay.
Oh, there is, before I finish, there is a comparable that I was sent from your office. First of all, there's a photo that you can refer to of the adjacent land. The one at the top is our neighbor's land, slightly larger with a circular drive. Ours is the adjacent land that's kind of rectangular and elongated.
Mhm.
There was a comparable listed under your paperwork that was sent to me for a land square footage of 89,454 at 1339 South Church Street, I guess down the road. We have land square footage of 73,467. Their value of the land was 130,000 plus. Ours is again 143,000 for a smaller piece of land. So those are two comparables that seem to be not quite in line, and I'm not sure how that's computed. I'm here to maybe get more information and hopefully try to make this as fair as possible. I'm sure several of you are homeowners, landowners there in Rockport, and I think it would be very important for you to be paying the same amount for land as the person that lives next to you. And so I conclude my case.
Hey, Eamon or Jackie, can somebody put up the topography, please? So we can see when he was talking about.
I think they're going to now with Eamon presenting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because when he was talking about that, I don't know which ones he was talking about comparatively.
I have to get the property ID number on one of them.
Would you like me to give you the property ID?
On the one that's 315 South Church, yeah, if you have it, that'd be great.
Okay, the one that I said was a comparable is property ID is 18628, which is one that you gave me.
Yep.
And as far as the property ID on the other one, maybe I can come up with it. I'd have to look at my paperwork.
We've got our.
I've got it. 18623.
Okay. All right. I'll use my cross time to just look at the land values in here and see why they're different.
Okay. Yeah, because he was still in his time, so you still got 4 minutes, Eamon. Okay.
No problem. No problem.
Yes, and I've concluded everything on my end.
Yes,
I appreciate the opportunity to just state what I was able to. Thank you.
Got it. So now it's Eamon's time to talk, okay? And then I'll let you know when it's your time again, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. So that was 18623. What about 18626?
And sir, just so you know, right now, Eamon he's getting the information on those different accounts. So it isn't that he's.
Of course. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, 18628. So it has an adjustment on the land, perhaps, because this is the one where the land is in absolute is bigger, but their total value is less. Okay, so okay, what's the other way? It's on Church Street, isn't it?
Oh, see that too.
Okay, so can we look at that? Let's look at 1.8. Oh, I see. Okay. So the one of those, the 18623 was the first one, right, Scott?
Oh, hi, Scott. I'm sorry. I didn't know it was you running the computer today.
That is not our noticed value. That is a settlement value from a prior year as a result of a sale. It was that's not our notice value. Their schedule is not any different than the subject. If you look at what's on your screen right now, to the right of the one that's blue is 18628.
Yes.
That one is less land value, even though it has more land, because what it has less of is Church Street frontage. That's that's what it is. It's that it's basically back land. That land way in the back it has way less value than the stuff that's right up on Church Street, which is why that one was parcelized.
Or it's only got the driveway on
It just
Church
has
Street.
access to it.
Yeah.
It has access, but it's the frontage that makes the difference. So it's bigger, but it's because it's bigger in the back where the land is worth less.
Okay. What about the other one that he was?
The market value for the land on 18623.
I don't see it on there.
$627, is that what you said?
No, he said 23.
18623. Their land value is 273,000. So it has more land and it was noticed at a higher value. Their land is showing as being less because there was a settlement that was distributed through the account.
So that's
Oh, okay.
two settlement. That's why two settlements?
No, that's just the one. Just the one. I'm just telling you that there's two comps. One, the 1315 South Church and 1339 South Church. And the one that is less is because the land does not have as much Church Street frontage, and the one that is more was settled. And as a result of the settlement, it got distributed that value, even if it was settled something about the building, it got distributed through the whole account. Our land value for that is 70. So I'll present our evidence real quick for this account.
Please.
It's 18622. It's a single family residential home on South Church Street. The neighborhood's just been growing, and this year it received a change in the land value. The location of a property, the value of the location is in the land. It gets put in the land. So being in a nice
Like
neighborhood.
a neighborhood adjustment,
What's that?
like a neighborhood adjustment.
Yeah, you
That
can.
what caused it to go up this year?
Yes, yeah, the land value changed in this whole area. So if you go down to you can see this house is a 3 MV and it was built in 1948 and it has an effective age of 1950. Keep scrolling down. It looks like there's been some additions over the years. The first comp is like the best comp possible for this house. It's a class 3 on Church Street that was built in 1900 and has an effective age of 1945. And it's about the same square footage of main area. It's like 3,500. It's such a good comp. It's like hard to believe that it's right there, honestly. But it sold in December for 232,000. That is just an example of what's going on. I will say that this property looks like it's at the very, very, very bottom of our depreciation schedule because it's an effective age of 1948. I don't know if that's really accurate. A building with an effective age of 1948 should have holes in it. But the indicated market value for the subject is 255,583, and it was noticed at about 10,000 below that. And the equity value shows other properties that are not necessarily sales in this neighborhood that are being valued the same way. This land table change happened to every property there on Church Street. The indicated equity value is 260,000. Again, this is at the bottom of our depreciation schedule. At some point, I think it's 30%, it stops depreciating. That's just how depreciation works. Keep going. Oh, and then the next one is the sales ratio report for South Rockport. Shows that we're at, I think, 97% in South Rockport. 97%, yeah. It's just growing. That's why the change.
Okay, so Eamon?
Yeah.
Okay, so last year, because am I reading the card right? It's at 127%. The adjustment for the neighborhood.
Okay.
Is that right? Is it at 127%?
Let me check.
And I'm sorry, it's on the property card, Well, of course but I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's a 27% adjustment for the improvements in the neighborhood, and then the land value got changed as well. If you look at your protest listing, it shows that the land value last year was 124.9, and this year it's 143.90.
Okay, now wait. So when you're saying that, okay, say the part about the land, because that's, I think, what changed. So on my card, when I look at it, what I see is it's just at 100%. But what you're saying is no. What should I be looking at on the land card?
The land, that unit price where it says 530,
yes,
530 cents, and then the rear one that's $1.80.
Yes,
that's never changed.
That's what changed. So that would be something that just would have happened on a specific property, or is that also for the neighborhood?
No, if you look to the left of it, it says SFT 1575 Church S, Church South, and the next one says Ann North. Those land
Yes.
tables they go down the whole street.
Got it.
So you have
Okay.
neighborhood improvement adjustments and neighborhood land value changes on the land table, depending on whether it's tracking with the land value or the improvements value.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I just wanted to make sure. Okay, cool. Thank you, because now that helps me understand. Okay, and you still have about 40 seconds.
I don't have anything else.
Okay. All right. So, sir, now you have 2 minutes to cross-examine and 2 minutes for rebuttal.
Okay, well, I'm not an expert in this area as far as how the comparables are decided on, but our adjacent property next to us, 1315 South Church, is pretty much identical land except for it being a larger piece of property. And so we're talking here about adjacent land, not comparables down the street or in another neighborhood.
Okay.
This land
Can you hold for
adjacent
just
to us,
a second?
Is he talking about the other one
Amen.
on the
Amen.
other side?
Amen.
Uh-huh.
Can you pull up 8821646? And can you tell me, is it an economy of size, and that is why that property may be different from his? Or is it different?
Is it?
Read that off.
let me interject here. We're talking about property ID 18623, our adjacent property.
I don't
to us.
see it.
We have 18628 that is adjacent to your property, which he's already explained that the reason the difference is on that property is the main frontage is on Ann Street, which has a lower value than Church Street. And the one on the other side with the circle, the other one on the other side with the circle drive is the number I just gave him, and I wanted to see how it compares to your property.
Is that the one that's for 2.526 acres?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's got a
Okay,
circle
well,
driveway.
My property ID comes from Aransas County Appraisal District records
Correct.
for that property.
Okay. All right. I just asked Eamon a question.
So we're waiting for, he's just checking to give us the
Okay.
numbers.
Yeah, it's a little difficult by phone, but I wish I could be there just to point it out.
Well, we're not there, but are you looking at it on YouTube or whatever? Or on the appraisal district?
Yeah, let me see if I have it.
Eamon, do you have any answers?
Yes. Yeah.
Thank
The property has an undivided interest on it.
Oh,
So that whenever the property was given, returned into one parcel, it gets one of those new property ID numbers that start with 882.
the 88 number.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I have that number. It's 882.
No, we've,
646.
You got it.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
The land value on that account, it is bigger. It is a bigger piece of land. It's like 2.5 acres. Their land value,
Right.
273,000.
Not anymore.
It doesn't look like that on what you're seeing because there was a settlement on this property, and when that happened, the value gets distributed across the whole account. The land, what I'm telling you is we're not valuing their land less than yours. The way you're seeing
It's got the same value. It was just a settlement.
Yeah, their land is 270.
That may be true.
So-
I
so,
guess I still
Mr.
have under
Adam?
my time. Okay.
Yes, you're still in your time.
May I speak then?
Mr. Adam?
Oh, wait, Ramona, he wants to talk. And
Okay.
he's still in
so-
his time.
Yeah, so this particular, the land price does not change unless it's changed by your appraisal district. If it was collectively changed, that changed the land price. And that land price, I mean, land is land. It doesn't have improvements on it. And so if you're pricing a land less, it's because it's sold for less. And so let's say I try to sell my property, I may not be able to sell it for the valuation you're giving it. I'm going to end up probably selling it for closer to what comparables have sold in the neighborhood. And so my point is, it isn't the appraised amount that's oftentimes paid, it's what people are willing to pay. And so if you are a landowner or homeowner in Rockport, that's pretty important, because if you're going to sell your property someday, you're only going to get what the public is willing to pay for it. And if they find out that a neighbor paid X amount, much less than what is on the appraisal district, well, that is going to apply all across the board, essentially. Just the same way as if the adjacent property sold for 3 times as much, then it's going to affect the appraisal for everyone. That's it for me.
Okay, so now, Eamon, you've got 2 minutes for rebuttal.
The comp number 1 on the sales grid is, there could not be a better comp for the subject. It is a 3-class home built in the early part of the last century. Both are incredibly depreciated. They're almost exactly the same size, and it sold on the same street this year. I mean, it sold within 20 days of our date of appraisal for $232,000. So as far as market value, there's only a $14,000 net adjustment on this entire property. All those little adjustments on there, it only ends up being $14,000 different. These are basically identical homes, and it sold for $232,500. You know, as far as what you can sell it for, that's what you could sell it for. $247,341. That's the indicated value based on that sale. And that's, I think that market value is the only thing selected on the account, was it?
No.
3 things? Okay, maybe I'm thinking of another one. But anyways, that, you know, equity wise, pulling data from our website after stuff gets settled is very unreliable. That neighboring property is not valued less. It's valued the same way. But as far as market value, this change was obviously warranted. We have a really good comparable sale. And that's all.
Okay, and so, all right, so now, sir, you get 1 minute for your closing, and then the district will get 1 minute.
Okay, am I able to start?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. My feeling is the best comparable is our next door neighbor who has similar land. And here we're talking about land, not the house, not any improvements. I'm talking about land value. If the land sold for less than price per square foot, then that land value is decreased. And if it's been adjusted in your records, in the appraisal district records, then that's the value that you've assigned for the land. And so as far as I'm concerned, we're talking apples here. It's land versus land, not a comparable down the street with a house or my house or whatever. It's about land adjacent to land, and the best comparable would be the one that's right next to us. And so that's my feeling about this. Thank you.
Okay, and now Eamon, you get 1 minute.
In closing, I would just like to say, I think for the 3rd or 4th time, that the neighboring property is valued for the land at $270,000. It's not valued less. It's being treated the same way as the subject property. That settlement was a result of an impaired sale of a destroyed building, and it gets distributed through the whole account but we're not valuing the land less. That's all.
Okay. All right, so now the the appraisal review board gets 5 minutes to deliberate. And I just want to ask, and I know you've said it several times, Eamon, I just want to make sure I'm understanding. Okay, so the land, not the improvements, on that piece of property next door is valued at what? Just the land?
270,000.
Okay, and if you break that down, then it's at a higher value than his. And per square foot, what is it?
It's the same.
It's the same per square foot?
Yeah, it's on.
And it's a bigger property.
It's a larger property.
So on economy of scale, actually, if anything, it should be lower. I mean, I'm not saying it should be, but so that absolutely the one next door to him is priced the exact same way his is for just the land.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I understood that. Okay, so, all right, Ramona and Kathy, where are y'all on this?
I'm at the fact that I think the district made a good case for the price based on its comps. Market sales value, median levels 255, 583, way below that at 240. Same thing with equity. I'm in favor of leaving it where it is.
I
What do you
agree.
think, Ramona?
I agree.
All right, so on account number 18622,
Cindy, there's an exemption was denied, modified, or canceled on there, which we haven't addressed, but we don't need to. Just want to
well,
make.
because we don't do those. All right, so on account,
Noted.
yeah, on account, thank you, and thank you, Kathy. I need any attention possible. On account number 18622, based upon what we've heard from the district and from the property owner, looking into the possibility of an incorrect appraised market value or the possibility of the appraisal ratio exceeding the median level of appraisal. Also, on this file, it was noted that an exemption was denied, modified, or canceled. Those exemptions are things that land and homeowners or property owners, that's something that they fill out the paperwork with the actual appraisal district, and we do not, we don't make rulings on that. So anyway, so on this account 1862, I make a motion that we leave the 2020 value at $240,440.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
All right, so sir.
Yes, I heard it.
Okay, and you'll get something in the mail in like a week or two from the appraisal district, and it'll just kind of restate that ruling. Also, it will have the steps that should you wish to pursue this issue further, it tells you the steps and how to, do that. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for coming.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay.
The next case is an in-person case, so I'm going to go get them. It's 2020-1466. The name is Dixie Christian.
Okay, that's page 2, the top one.
I'm gonna go get her.
Hey, thanks.
In person.
Do we need to put on our mask?
Solidarity.
I like doing this from home, no masks, and eat.
I know. I'm thinking, if you want something to drink, you just turn around and get it out of the fridge. It's like, this is okay.
Yeah, works out good.
I think so.
You don't have to wear shoes.
I know. I am sitting here barefooted.
I am too.
Cindy, did you
Maddie, huh?
get your son to college, Cindy?
We're leaving Sunday.
Oh, this coming week. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was this past week.
No, we leave Sunday. It's an 8-hour drive about.
I know.
So then we'll get there Sunday, then, check him into his apartment. Then, Monday we'll do all the helping him kind of set it up. His bed, it's really cool. It's his bedroom and his own bath. And then
That's nice.
Tuesday we'll drive back. So I'll be gone Monday and Tuesday, but I'll be back Wednesday.
Okay. If you leave do you have the buzzer at home with you?
Yes, I don't let that buzzer go anywhere.
Well, if you want to, I was going to say I'll do that Monday and Tuesday, but I don't have the buzzer.
Well, I think, what I could do is I could leave the buzzer and the papers with Scott. See, I'm figuring this out. I'm going to get some kind of business going where Scott is a courier.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, okay. You know what? When he picks up your paperwork tonight,
Yeah.
okay, put the buzzer in with it and he can deliver it to me on Monday when I get my papers.
Yes. Hey, Scott, are you there?
I'm here.
Scott, did you hear that?
They're going to use
Y'all
you
are playing Scott today for him.
Mr. Rogers. You're going to be doing speedy delivery to them. Right?
Yes. And if Kathy wants some food, she's just going to call it in and you deliver it.
Do you know how much it is?
I didn't hear that. Is that going to work? Is that okay, Scott?
I asked if you knew what the fee was.
The fee?
No.
She's not going to charge you anything.
I don't know. I might.
So will I be getting groceries or will I and cooking them there or?
No, you don't even have to. No, she'll get stuff that's already cooked. Like maybe you could pick it up at the yacht club or the country club.
Nope.
You could grab a bite real quick while you're there. I mean, quickly, but
You can keep the bag fries.
Quick.
no, actually what we're saying is if I leave the little timer with my papers today,
Right.
then if Scott, if you'll take, then if you'll give that to Kathy, either this, I don't know if you go to country club or.
No, well, he'll be bringing me my papers on Monday morning so that he can just bring it then.
He's going to come by today too.
Coming today.
You can give us the timer and we'll get it to Kathy one way or another. That's okay.
Okay.
Right? I mean,
Either tonight or Monday morning is fine.
yeah.
Yeah, but don't get too comfortable with it, Kathy.
I'll be happy to give it back to you.
Give me stuff rattling around. I'll need to know who's in what order because that's not the order I need.
Yes, we'll
But we
put
can
those
talk
up
about
for
that
you.
Was he talking to us?
And
I don't know.
your seat there, here, no, right over.
Oh, the person just came in.
This is Miss Dixie Christian. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Who's that?
We cannot.
We cannot.
Oh.
They've asked them to be confidential.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
I can look at them.
I did not.
There's a little
Presently,
note
You
on
can't see them.
There's a little note on here. It says
No,
confidential.
they can see them.
Here,
They're
here.
not for public consumption.
No, I just meant the pictures of the board members, so she would know who she's
Oh,
talking
pictures.
to.
Oh, yes. Oh, we
Oh.
put that up.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
Can I see their faces?
There it is,
There
right
you
there.
There you go.
Okay.
Confidential. Kathy, wave your hand.
Where's my-
Yours isn't up
You're
there.
right here.
You're
See
just gonna.
me? I can't see anybody.
Yeah.
Now, right, can you see us, Kathy?
No, all I can see is the boardroom.
Me
Oh,
too.
really? See, I
That's all
see
I
all of y'all.
No, and
I don't see it.
the rest of the screen is blue.
The first
Yep,
one.
that's me.
Is that what you have too, Marona?
Yeah, yeah.
I
My
just
whole
have
screen's
the
blue.
boardroom in the bottom of the right-hand corner. That's all I have.
That's what I
Oh,
have
see.
too.
See, and
Okay.
I've got a picture of all of us. I love this.
Okay,
Val's waiting for you all to
are we
swear.
ready?
Yep.
We've got a full docket going, so if we need to get started if possible.
I'm trying.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to commence the hearing on case number 2020146, account number 27005. This hearing is being recorded. We are the appraisal review board that will be hearing your protests today. I'm Ramona LeBlanc. With us is Kathy Hoffman and Cindy Duck. We do not work for the appraisal district. We are appointed to perform an independent review of your protests. The comptroller's office provides an electronic survey for you to offer feedback about your experience today that may be accessed at the appraisal district office or online at surveymonkey.com/r/survey-ARB. The survey is voluntary. You have the right to appeal your decision or our decision. Appeal information will be provided to you with our determination. In accordance with Tax Code Section 41.45H, all written material that has not been provided must be provided at this time. Ms. Dixie, do we have all your information, all your evidence?
I think so.
Okay. The ARB members considering your protest have not communicated with anybody about the protest and are signing affidavits to that effect. I'll start. I, Ramona LeBlanc, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of Tax Code Section 41.66F and am signing to that effect. And I'm physically located in Texas.
I, Cindy Duck, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of Tax Code Section 41.66F. I'm signing to that effect, and I am also located in Texas.
I, Kathy Hoffman, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of Tax Code Section 41.66F. I am signing to that effect, and I am physically located in Texas.
My name is Val Smith. I'm a notary public. I am witnessing Ms. LeBlanc's, Ms. Duck's, and Ms. Hoffman's signatures via Zoom, and I'm physically located in Texas.
All testimony from all witnesses must be given under oath.
I, Eamon Burke, do solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony I shall present to the Appraisal Review Board for the Aransas County Appraisal District is true and correct.
You will state your name and read this statement, and then you can sign. But state your name and read this, your oath.
Okay, I am Dixie Christian. I do solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony I shall present to the Appraisal Review Board for the Aransas County Appraisal District is true and correct. Dixie Christian.
All righty.
That's good. I feel that part in. Thank you.
Thank you all.
All right, Miss Dixie, do you hold a Texas appraiser's license?
No,
Okay, wonderful. Right in front of you is a time limits thing, and it says you get like 5 minutes and the district gets 5 and 2 minutes here and there. So do you want to go first and present, or would you like the district to go first?
yeah,
There's no one answer.
go ahead. Why don't you go ahead first if you want to? Or do you,
Megan? Got 5 minutes.
Asking me, I think it'd probably, if you went first, probably. be
Okay.
faster. This is, I know which
My
property. it is.
position is,
Yeah.
the two things that I have written here, I'm over 65 years old. I have purchased this property and it was hit pretty bad by the hurricane. And it's listed as a business, Marola Granite Works. And it was hit by the hurricane in 2017 and it hasn't been doing business since before the hurricane. But that's what I'm working with right now, is bringing this property back to its beauty. It's going to be beautiful. And it's not a business.
Okay, how much have you, what have you done to it since you bought it? Is it different than it
A
was?
whole
when-
lot, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I have a roof on it, on the side that's connected to the building. The first thing I did, starting in May, was dry it in.
Okay.
Because if you'll look on this picture here, do you have this picture?
Mm-hmm.
On the right-hand side is a new roof that what happened was the water was, where the roof was blown off, the water was rolling down into the
Mm-hmm.
office space.
Mm-hmm.
It was a home office at the time.
Right.
And the water rolling down was causing the leaks. The carpet was getting stained and the walls were bubbling kind of. It's cinder block and masonry.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got the roof on. I've dried it in. That was my first purpose, was to stop the leaks. That's been done. And these pictures of the ugly windows right here, those are beautiful now. We finished last Friday. I have here at the bottom, finished the windows 8/7/2020. I just wrote the final check. And of course, first thing I did was power wash it and paint it. So it looks white now. It looks pretty.
Lordy.
It was a really pretty place.
Mm-hmm.
In
You're giving it some love.
Yeah. It's gonna be. It's unique. It's a very unique place.
It-
Yeah, I
it
agree.
is.
Just to let you know why I'm asking, so you was purchased for 135.
No, it was purchased for more. I put cash down for a deposit. I guess that's why it's not on there.
Okay, right. And then it's that is about, we would say that's the value of it when it was purchased.
Mhm.
And then if it's been made better, however much money was put into it since then would pretty much be added on top of that. That's pretty much the idea.
How much have I put in since this past couple months? About $30,000.
Okay. Okay, well, that actually puts us right where we're at 175. Do you have an opinion of value for this property right now?
I think it's really valuable.
Yeah. Well, it is if it's done, but I mean, do you have an opinion of value for it as it sits right now?
It's a mess out there.
Mhm.
I dread this part of fixing that roof and cutting off those beams. The building on top of it, the room, it's just, everything was thrown everywhere.
Yeah.
It's a lot of PVC pipes. It was kind of a storage area up there, which are plastic. That's the good news. I've been hiring people in Rockport to help me clean it up.
Yeah.
They're coming. I have a meeting tomorrow to try to just pick up. I'm trying to save as much as possible.
Yeah. No, that's good. I think it'll be nice. I think. What do you think about 150? Does that seem like reasonable?
Oh yes.
Okay. 100
Okay, so, and you're offering that, Eamon?
Yeah, that's supported based on sales.
Okay, so Dixie, you're accepting that amount of 150,000 for your value in 2020? Does that number sound good to you as far as the valuation the appraisal district puts on it?
Yes,
Okay, so on account number 27005, based upon what we've heard from the property owner and what we've heard from the appraisal district. Now, I do want to ask one other thing. Eamon, on hers, she marked other, and then also exemption was denied, modified, or canceled.
Yeah, your over 65 exemption only applies to your primary residence. Wherever you're living for more than half the year on January 1st.
well, yeah, that's the problem. I am living here, but since I took out a line of credit to do this work on this house, they won't let me. They said I can't, I have to keep that as my living quarters while I have that line of credit with MG Bank. That's where I'm getting the money to do the all those things to fix it up.
Right. And
So even though I'm
nobody,
living here, I can't say that I am because for that line of credit
right.
with MG Bank. That was one of the things that I had to keep that home as my main place.
When you say you're living here, you're living at 408 West 6th?
Yes.
Okay. The issue is if the building is valued, assuming that it's not livable, that it's, you know, it's not.
I'm living in it.
So it has power and water.
Yes.
And, okay.
That was the first thing I did.
Does your
Actually,
driver's
it didn't
license
have water. I did that in March.
Does your driver's license say 408 West 6th?
No.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
It needs to.
Okay.
So there you go.
Okay, all right. So, and taking into consideration any other issue which might affect the valuation on this property, and we as the appraisal review board do not really make rulings on exemptions. That is something the property owner will have to do with the appraisal district at a later, you know, just go in once the situation is such, and fill out the forms. I make a motion that we lower the value for 2020 to 150,000.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All righty. Motion
Cool.
carries.
All right, so you are Dixie. You're done. The value on your property was lowered. The valuation by the appraisal district was lowered to 150,000. You'll get something in the mail in the next 2 weeks. It'll also and it'll have that number for you. And then also, if you would please fill out the survey, it'll have information, or even Val can give you information when you're leaving on how to fill out the survey on your experience today. But you're done.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
And thank you for providing evidence.
It's worth a whole lot more next year.
Well, I appreciate that what you're doing with it. It's good.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, it wasn't a business. It was a studio basically. It was an artist. So wait, I have a book with a bunch of his sculptures.
That was my daughter's father.
Oh, really?
I bought it from her.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Well, that's great. That's great. I know my wife's going to be excited that you're keeping the windows and everything.
Apples up $8.
Mhm.
Awful, wasn't it?
At some point, my wife's probably going to ask you to take pictures out there. So
Step away for a minute.
her name's May Burke.
But this is personal, y'all. I don't want these numbers out on the street or.
We didn't put them out there.
So we didn't put anything up.
Yeah.
Yeah, for Jesus's sake, you know, it's very important.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. You have a good one.
What am I doing this exemption denied thing? Because they didn't rule on it.
I take it he had it valued as
What?
commercial, and that's why he reduced it.
No, just reduced it because it was in Needed more work than they knew about.
What?
Needed more work than they knew about.
Oh,
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't know how you figured that out.
It's by pictures and by what they testify to.
Hey, Eamon, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I'm just out of expediency, we're trying to keep things moving.
Thank you.
All right.
Do we have any more 8:30 people?
I don't know. I hear Val talking to somebody, so I'm assuming someone's on their way.
Oh, and that might be another in person.
Possibly, yes.
Oh, cool.
I'm going to go get another cup of coffee while we're waiting.
Okay.
Sounds good.
I'll be right back.
We'll be right here.
Oh my God, it's like, oh. I need a set of lights that say stop.
Red light, green light.
Exactly. And it'll be like, no, stop.
Right there.
It's all good. We're all happy.
Is there someone in person, Eamon?
Yes,
Cool.
they're being admitted.
We don't know who yet.
I don't know, and I don't know if it's 8:30 or 10. I don't know. I just heard
Yeah.
Val saying she's gonna go get somebody.
Nothing's happened yet.
Oh, Did I miss anything?
You're
No.
good, Kathy.
What's that?
How's your husband doing, Kathy?
Doing good. He's
Good.
sitting in the same room with me listening.
Oh, cool. So he is a what do you call that when the person sits, watches during when we do these? I'm glad he's doing his American right of going to an open meeting. Oops. There we go.
My comfortable seat.
We have Mr. Is your name Mr.
Black.
Yes, Mr. Black here, and it is
How y'all doing?
Good time.
Second page, the last one.
2020-1739.
What? I'm sorry. What is the number?
1739.
1739
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
and it's on page 2 at the bottom,
at
Kathy.
the bottom. I got it.
All right, you guys ready?
I'm ready.
Yep.
All
Ready.
right, we're going to commence a hearing on case number 20201739, account number 17780. This hearing is being recorded. We are the appraisal review board that will be hearing your protest today. I'm Ramona LeBlanc. We have Cindy Duck and Kathy Hoffman with us. We do not work for the appraisal district. We are appointed to perform an independent review of your protest. The comptroller's office provides an electronic survey for you to offer feedback about your experience today. It may be accessed at the appraisal district office or online at surveymonkey.com/r/surveyarb. The survey is voluntary. You also have the right to appeal our decision. Appeal information will be provided to you with our determination. In accordance with tax code section 41.45H, all written material that has not been provided must be provided at this time. Mr. Black, do we have all your evidence?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, awesome. Let's see. The ARB members who are considering the protest have not communicated with anybody about the protest and are signing affidavits to this effect. I, Ramona LeBlanc, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of tax code section 41.66F, and I'm signing to that effect, and I'm physically located in Texas.
I, Cindy Duck, do solemnly swear that I've not communicated with another person in violation of tax code section 41.66F, and I am signing to that effect, and I am physically located in Texas.
I, Kathy Hoffman, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of tax code section 41.66F, and I'm signing to that effect. I am physically located in Texas.
All testimony from all witnesses must be given under oath. I'm assuming, Mr. Black, that you have signed the affidavit or you're fixing to sign it.
That is correct.
That's correct, yes.
So if you will state your name, and I'll say my notary, I, Val Smith, am the notary public for the, in Texas, and I've witnessed Ms. LeBlanc, Ms. Hoffman, and Ms. Duck's signature via Zoom, and I'm physically located in Texas. Okay, so you'll state your name and read this.
Oh, I, Stephen Black, do solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony I shall present to the appraisal review board for the Aransas County Appraisal is true and correct.
I, Eamon Burke, do solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony I shall present to the appraisal review board for the Aransas County Appraisal District is true and correct.
All righty. Mr. Black, are you a licensed appraiser for the state of Texas?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Did you, in front of you, you have a time limits page, and it says like the district gets 5 minutes, you get 2 minutes to cross-examine. Do you see that paper?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you like to go first, or would you like the district to go first?
I can go first.
All righty. 5 minutes start.
Okay, I think to me it's kind of straightforward. We're in a commercial downtown market. We've had the house in the market for 2.5 years almost now, and it's not sold. The highest offer we have is $150,000 at this point. The neighbor, they have a property a little bit smaller than ours. They just dropped the price to $250,000 with no offers, from what I understand. And we have tried to rent the property. We can't even get $1,000 for it. No one wants to rent it either, so we're stuck with that. The value is just not there right now from what we're seeing. And lastly, the big one is, I think one of the big ones here is the 211, which is a few doors down from us, just went for 90 square foot. And I think ours is at 100, and of course it's a larger property. Ours is 2,625, and theirs is like 4,000 square foot. I think it's sold for 366. I've got that in there somewhere. So yeah, we're above that, and so I don't think the $100. I think the $100 a square foot is too high. So that's my case.
And
I have a question. I didn't hear how much you said it was, or if you said
you
how much
ran
it was
those
listed for.
you ran the numbers too fast. Could you run back through that part slowly?
Okay, slow it down. So the highest offer we've gotten is $150,000 over the past 2 years, and we've been trying to get it even as low as $1,000 a month, and not been able to get that. And the neighbors have dropped their price. Theirs is a little bit smaller than ours. I think it's 2,000 square feet, 250, and they still don't have any offers from what I understand. And just with the retail situation, no one's buying, market's going down, it seems like, and 211, this is the big one, 211 sold for $90 a square foot. And, you know, ours is at 100 and theirs is larger. Theirs, I think, is 4,000 square feet and it sold for 366. It's in there somewhere. That was the one MLS that I could get from our realtor.
I didn't, what is it currently on the market for?
Well, the 211 did sell at 375.
375.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, 375, 375?
Sold at
Yes,
375. It's $90.84 a square foot.
No, I'm asking what you have it listed for with Linda Collins.
I think we've got it, yeah, Linda Collins, I think we've got it at like 320 or 330, something like that. My mom kind of handles that. I'm not really sure what the.
Okay, so like 320 is on the market for?
Something like that, but we haven't had any offers above 150 in 2.5 years, so I think we're just, you know, we took it off the market. We actually took it off the market because we're not getting any offers. We had one offer for 150, and that was way under what we want to sell it for. So.
Can I ask you, Mr. Black, has it been up for rent these past 2 years?
Yes, ma'am, it was, and then we've always kind of been open to renting it, but again, we've tried with some people, but no one wants to even rent it with the current business environment that we're in, with COVID, obviously.
You indicated that you had a lot of Harvey damage. Do you still have completion work to do on that? And what % complete is it?
We really didn't have a lot. We had the front door blown in and some brick. We had all that. It was $2,000. It wasn't extensive. It's a metal building, so it wasn't that bad.
Oh, okay, so you're totally complete then?
Yes, ma'am. Oh, and the one that sold, by the way, the one that sold, I left that out. The one that sold for 90 a square foot here recently was very updated. I was told very updated and very, you know, good, very high quality property. So ours is not to that level either. That's another factor.
Okay, and the one I'm so sorry. The 211, you keep saying 211. Is that the address?
Yeah, I'm sorry, 211, which is the neighboring, ours is 208, and, oh, you know what, ours is 508, I'm sorry.
Yours is 508, that's why I'm confused.
Yeah, let me look at this affidavit. It says it on this one MLS. It's 11, maybe it's 511, let me see where it's. Trying to see the address of this thing. I know it's next door.
Do you know which one of those buildings the one is that you're talking about?
It is 211, so it's a little down from ours. I don't know which one it is. I think it looks like it's a property. I think it's a standalone property. It looks like to me from the picture. Is it a 6 units, 1 story, 4 restrooms. We only got 1 restroom. So it's wherever we go, wherever it is 211.
Okay.
Is that the building that it's marked in blue? Is that the building?
That's it.
Ours is 71180, right? So it's up the street somewhere.
Yeah, it's up the street.
Okay.
It's a standalone. It must be one of the little properties up the street. That's 400 on the left, so it must keep going up to like 200.
Well, and it'll be across the street because it's an odd number and yours is even. All right, so now it's the district's turn to talk.
Okay, thank you.
And they get 2 minutes to cross-examine and 5 to present.
So I just want to let you know, I spoke with Shirley on the phone, and I remember talking to her, and what you're telling me is not much different than what she told me, with the exception of the fact that she told me that somebody asked her to rent it for $1,000 a month, and she told them no. She actually, the word she used is she told them to jump in a lake.
Oh, she might. My mom might have said that.
Yeah.
That might have been a little while back. That's very believable.
Yeah.
So maybe we had somebody try to get it for that. But we had people try to get it. This happened 3 times recently. We had people try to rent it, and they kept backing out.
Right.
Talked to Donna T here in town, and she was like, "We don't want to." We talked to her a little bit. It's like, we don't want to start a business down there right now. There's no way we're going to rent.
Right, and
we talked to a lot of people, so she may have had that conversation with somebody.
Sure, sure. And I get the feeling this was probably a year ago, as
Yeah,
much
it's
as a
been a
year
long
ago.
time. Yeah,
But
but this
the-
past year has been, nobody wants to rent. That's been a fact.
Right, right. And the date of appraisal for this stuff is January 1st, so it's like 8 months ago at this point. But that's when the appraisal was done. The point of the reason that the value has changed in these properties is actually really well made, in that we had $136,000 on it last year. And when you were offered 150, you said it was way under what you'd be willing to sell it for. That's the problem, is that our values weren't even close to market value on any of these properties.
Sure.
And it was because when you do it on cost, this is downtown Rockport, they're just depreciated old buildings, but it's not, the value in them is like, it's character, it's local, it's, you know, it's a business. So, you know, more than that is paid for it to begin with. But let's go ahead and scroll down. The way that we're doing it, this is, yeah, we'll just show you, is that there's 2,625 square feet of net rentable area, and lease rent is $10 a foot. That's per foot per year. And the normalized vacancy is 5%, which is to say, because it's a single tenant, it's either going to be occupied or not. Most of the time it should be occupied, but it gets what's called a normalized vacancy. It's obviously a binary thing. And then the expenses are zero, because the $10 a foot is based on it being a triple net lease. You know, to put that in perspective, how much is it? It's 26. What's the net rentable area, Scott? Scroll up a little bit. 26, 25, 10, 12. That means that market lease rent should be about $2,000 a month.
Right.
And that's probably what it is.
Yep.
I will tell you that the sale that was used, your comp, was down the road. That one is really similar. That is a really similar property. And you could probably sell your building to the people who bought that one they're just doing that. Their sale price was 90% of what they were noticed at this year. So, you know, just on by extension of, if yours sold like theirs, it would put your value at 241,000. Right. So, I mean, and that to me is reasonable.
241.
Yes. Yeah.
For a total?
Yes. Yeah. And again, you know, the COVID thing, like we don't know yet, but January 1st, there was no COVID. So is it going to be worse? Is it going to be better? We have no idea. Is it going to last till next year? We don't know. The date of appraisal for this stuff is January 1 of 2020. So there was no COVID yet. But the change was just made because we were just undervalued on our properties downtown. Yeah.
Oh, so I mean, are you saying that you're recommending or suggesting 241?
Yeah, I think it's reasonable. There's a chance that that's accurate.
Okay, so are you comfortable with that number?
Oh, the question I have is, if our property's not as up to par as that one, would there be a reasonable to say that we could be a little bit less than the 90 or the 241?
It would have to be commanding less rent. Something would have to be, it would have to come out in the wash somehow.
We're not getting any rent right now. We're not getting anybody rent where we're at.
Right.
We're getting nothing. This whole year was nothing. I mean, it's not getting nothing, but we're not getting rent.
Right. I mean, and it was up for sale, but like it was never put up for sale at the value that you all even noticed at. So like the question is somewhere between the 320 or whatever it was where it was taken off the market and the 150 where you said no, somewhere in between there is what this thing is worth.
Sure.
You know, just trying to figure out what that number is.
Something closer to 2 maybe?
What's that?
Something closer to 2?
I don't know. I mean, honestly, I don't know if the 240 or the what was it, 266 that it was noticed at. I don't know which one's going to be closer to what it is next year.
Sure.
We'll find out. I'm just saying that, you know, the one that sale, it's totally comparable. It's the retail property downtown. It's a willing buyer. So
Eamon, are you saying you plugged the numbers from that property and using his square footage and all, you can't, that's where the 241 came from?
No, I applied the ratio of the sale from our notice value on that 211 property. They paid 375 and we noticed them like 420.
So you took the same percentage, is that right?
That's right.
It's just 90 a square foot that you did. That's what that is, right?
Basically.
It is. At the end of the day, it's 90 square foot. So we're just being given the same square footage price as the one that's
Pretty
sold.
much.
But my argument is that it's a better property, higher quality, better property, so. Ours is not.
Okay, so Stephen,
Yes, ma'am.
okay, so here is one question, and there is no wrong answer. It's your choice.
Sure.
Is the 241,000 for your total valuation, is that a number that you want to accept for 2020?
I'd like about 220 feels more acceptable.
Okay, all right, so we'll just continue, right, Eamon? Because how are you feeling about that?
How do I feel about it?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I'm not buying it, so I don't really care either way.
Way to buy.
You know, as far as
My
like,
point is you offered, but you know, and you're feeling that's where you're sticking.
well, the thing is, I was offering that as a sort of a case in point. You know, we had
Got Okay.
reasonable about it, but
Okay.
my job is to figure out what number
What it
that it's going to sell for next year. You know, or right now. If it was to sell right now, that's what I'm trying to figure out on January 1st of 2020, and it's not going to sell for 220. I don't think they would sell it. I think they continue waiting for a buyer.
Okay. And so I'm going to go ahead and give you another minute because we kind of asked you stuff.
Me, Steve?
Where are we at, Cindy?
No, I'm talking about Eamon. This is Eamon's time.
I mean,
That's
I'm
what
just
I'm
saying it's $100,000 less than it was taken off the market for. Like, why? If you were willing to take 220, why would you not have advertised it at even 260? Like,
If I'm willing to take 220,
right?
we just took it off the market. I didn't, my mom's doing this. I'm just looking at what the property values are. I don't, as far as why would I, willing to take 220, I'm willing to take 220. We might, I mean, at this point, but.
Right. Yeah, no, I believe
the
that.
market does.
I believe that.
Okay.
With the
So
value,
now,
kind of what the market's worth, it's a little less than what I take for it, what the market would give me, but anyway.
Okay.
All right.
We're kind of leaving.
all right. So now, oh my
Right.
gosh.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So now we, sir, you've got 2 minutes to kind of finish up cross-examine and rebuttal.
That's me, Steve?
Yes, I'm sorry, Stephen.
Okay, so he made the point that it's worth somewhere between 240 and 150, right?
320 and 150.
I'm sorry, okay,
Yeah.
somewhere, okay, 370, 320. And the neighboring property, which is in better shape, sold for 90 a square foot. They've got ours at 100, so the 90 gets it, like he said, about 241. I think it's 240, 75, 750 is what I've written down. I kind of thought we might go there. And I'd argue that it's a better property, so I think it's worth, let's say, around number 20,000 less than that. That's my argument. I think it's not as good of a property. It's a smaller property, bigger properties. Well, anyway, the point is that it's in better shape. I think is the main point. The other property is in much better shape than ours. Ours is not any upgrades to it at all. So that's my argument. So I think 220 is a better number.
Okay.
Okay. So now the district gets 2 minutes to rebut.
No, I don't have any rebuttal or closing.
None? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Stephen, you get 1 minute for closing.
That's it. I'd like to get 220 on. I'd be happy with that.
Okay. All right. So now the appraisal review board gets 5 minutes for us to deliberate and come up with our answer.
I think that Eamon was, I like the way he recalculated the value for this property in terms of taking a percentage of the other house, what the other property sold for. And I think
Right.
I think the 241 is a reasonable number.
Yes, I do too.
Okay. So on account number 71180, based upon what we heard from the appraisal district and from what we heard from the property owner, taking into consideration the possibility of an incorrect appraised market value, I make a motion that we lower the 2020 value to 241,000.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, so Stephen, there you go. It's been lowered to 241,000. You will, or whoever will get, whoever's address is on there, will get something in the mail, like in the next 2 weeks or so, and it will restate the new value that we put on the property. It will also let you know, or them know, if should you wish to pursue anything further with this, what those steps are and how you go about. It will also have something in there about a survey of the appraisal review board, which is us, not the appraisal district. And we would really appreciate if you could fill out the survey. Okay. So you are done. You're done with this today. And thank you so much for coming in.
I was waiting
Thank
for,
you, Mr. Black.
waiting for the gavel to go down. Nobody ever did that. It's one around. That's okay. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
And tell your mom that we miss her down here in Rockport.
I will. She may be coming back. Thank you.
All right.
The next case is going to be 2020-1088. And there will be 2 cases, but this will be the first one. It's Mr. Petrovich that will be coming in person.
So say the number again, Val.
Yeah, and I couldn't understand all that.
Okay, it's 1088 will be the next case.
Okay.
And there's 2 of them?
Yeah, there's one on the sheet, Kathy, right at, sorry. Go to page 3. The middle of the page is the one we're getting ready to do. And then
Okay.
after it, the one right after it is the next
Oh,
one.
1090, okay.
Yes.
Wait a minute.
All right.
You're identical. Is there a reason I have 2 of these?
They brought him back.
There should be 2. There's 2 different cases. 2 different.
Are these in person, Eamon or Scott?
Yes, they are in person.
Okay.
Kathy, when you're at home, we see how much Val spoiled us, huh? Like I have to find the correct form to sign. It's like, no, Val just gives me the right one to sign.
See, I told y'all you were spoiled.
I know, you were right. Okay, I'm not arguing.
Is this an in-person one?
It is.
They think so.
Yes, we do.
Mr. Petrovich has a 100.2 temperature. He has been sitting in his car for over an hour without the air conditioner on.
So can you let him sit for 5 minutes with air conditioning or 2 minutes with air conditioning?
We shouldn't be sitting in the building.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to do.
Tell him to turn on his AC for a minute.
Can he sit in the office, not in the boardroom, and see if his temperature comes down? I'm sure it probably will.
I can check with Mike and see what he thinks on that. So let me see.
What have we done on all the other people who came in and it was a little over?
That happened to me when I went to a doctor's office. I had to sit in the car for a little bit. I did have the air conditioning on, but my temperature was a little high and they made me sit there for a few minutes and it came right down.
Were they taking? Were they taking?
Was not over 100. It was like, a point over where it should be.
Was it an internal temperature or a laser?
Was it a what?
Was it taken internally or was it a laser?
No, it was the one with your forehead.
Oh, okay.
Mike's not available at the moment. I know Eamon's has some concern about him staying in the building.
Well, can he sit in the car? Can he sit in the car with his air conditioning on?
I don't know if he has air conditioning. I can ask him.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Other than that, I don't think, if we can't get his temperature down, then he shouldn't be in the building.
Yeah, let me take it again now, and then I'll ask him to sit in his car with the AC on for 5 minutes if he has AC.
Complicated.
Hmm?
Yeah, I'll let y'all know. I mean, people's forehead temperatures have been like 97 degrees, 96 to high 97. Mine's like 97.4 every day. So over 100 is pretty high.
It's pretty high, yeah.
Pretty high.
Yeah.
But if you're sitting in a hot car.
For an hour without AC. I mean, no, and so I am not belittling you by any means, Eamon. And it's like, I get it. They shouldn't be in the building. That's okay. But at least AC in their car maybe or something,
Maybe he doesn't have AC in the car. Or he didn't want to have it running for an hour.
If he's just hot, that's one thing. But if he feels like crap, then, those two things are.
Well, no, I would agree with that. I didn't know he did. I didn't know he felt like crap.
It seems like he does not.
You all started bouncing back in, and she said it was 98.6 when she tested again. So just
That's all I was saying is how's he feeling? Does he feel okay? Is he, if he's just hot and he feels okay, then all right. I'm not trying to keep you out for a sunburn, but I also don't want to get cold.
she's gonna test one more. She's testing one more time.
And at the boiling pot, we all say that we're hot stuff.
Please. Do we have someone else we can?
No.
Have any affidavits or anything we can get out of the way?
No, I think this guy's on his way back, and this one, it's both accounts, right?
Yeah, 2 accounts.
It's 2 accounts
Okay, but you
for the same.
Don't say anything else.
Yeah, but it's the same property owner. It's these.
Yes, the
They
same
have
property.
both of
He has 2 accounts to see. Yeah.
Today's one of those days.
Well, that's good.
Do we have any other people at 10 o'clock?
I hope so. Yeah.
Well, we don't want to have him sitting in his car too much longer, so.
I don't think he is. I think he's in our lobby.
Very ready to come back.
Kathy, you didn't hear. Scott came back on and he said that Val had stepped in and said, oh, they took it again and it was at 98.6, which is a normal reading.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So we're going to continue with him?
Yes, I think so. Well, I think so. I'm not there.
I didn't hear that either.
Or maybe I just made it up because I wanted that to be the case. I don't know.
That would be all right. Oh.
If you say it so, it must be. Ooh, there's something in the air today, I think.
Need to move this along.
I know. Okay,
10:30.
Eamon, I want you to note that we're sitting here ready to go.
Same.
Who's the only one in the boardroom? Who's in the boardroom?
Board is
Amen.
Huh?
Amen is.
our district representative.
Just Amen. They're waiting to see if they can get this guy's temperature down.
But
Okay,
here
so
he is.
the Aransas district guy is in the boardroom,
Right.
and all the other ones are doing what you.
We're all gone. Yeah.
Are you all on your home monitors? Just goes
Val,
to-
let me know when you're ready.
All right, Mr. Petrovich is sitting
Oh,
down.
sure.
This is the Otto Rossi Life Estate, and he is a Rossi, but AKA Mr. Petrovich.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna open case number 20201088, account number 17101. This hearing is being recorded. We are the appraisal review board that will be hearing your protest today. I'm Ramona LeBlanc. We have Cindy Duck and Kathy Hoffman. We do not work for the appraisal district. We are appointed to perform an independent review of your protest. The comptroller's office provides an electronic survey for you to offer feedback about your experience today that may be accessed excuse me, at the appraisal district office or online at surveymonkey.com/r/surveyarb. The survey is voluntary. You also have the right to appeal our decision. Appeal information will be provided to you with our determination. In accordance with Tax Code Section 41.45H, all written material that has not been provided must be provided at this time. Sir, have you provided all your evidence?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. The ARB members who are considering the protest have not communicated with anybody about the protest and are signing affidavits to that effect. I, Ramona LeBlanc, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of Tax Code Section 41.66F, and I'm signing to that effect, and I'm physically located in Texas.
I, Cindy Duck, do solemnly swear that I've not communicated with another person in violation of Tax Code Section 41.66F, and I am signing to that effect, and I am physically located in Texas.
I, Kathy Hoffman, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of Tax Code Section 41.66F, and I'm signing to that effect, and I'm physically located in Texas.
All testimony from all witnesses must be given under oath. Sir, Val's gonna give you something that you need to read and sign so that we have you under oath as well.
Yes, and first I'm going to say my name's Val Smith. I'm a notary public, and I have witnessed Ms. LeBlanc, Ms. Hoffman's, and Ms. Duck's signatures via Zoom, and I am physically located in Texas. So, Mr. Petrovich, if you will state your name.
Alexei Pietrovich.
All right. I'll sign that. And printing. And now if you will read this statement aloud.
I do solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony I shall present to the Appraisal Review Board for the Aransas County Appraisal District is true and correct.
I, Eamon Burke, do solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony I shall present to the Appraisal Review Board for the Aransas County Appraisal District is true and correct.
Mr. Petrovich, do you hold an appraiser's license for the state of Texas?
I don't hold any license other than a driver's license.
All right. There's a page in front of you on the table there, and it's got the times that you and the district get. Do you see that there?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. That tells you how much time you're going to get. So would you like to go first, or would you like the district to go first?
It's just when I received my tax appraisal, They are taxing me on a dwelling on a lot that I own in Copano Village, but there is no dwelling. My son had that building torn down the first week of February of this year.
He's going.
And because we were considered in the county, we were told we didn't need a city license to tear down the building.
Okay, so which, are we in 188, Scott? 1088?
I'm confused. Aren't we talking about 125 Palm Street? And he's only contesting the owner's name is incorrect.
Okay, so
No, it's 127 Palm Street.
okay,
We're
so
starting with 125 Palm Street.
That's my house.
right, so what's happening is there are two properties that we've received protest notices for.
Well, the house that I own, 125 Palm, where I live,
Yes.
I wanted the name changed from Otto O. Rossi Life Estate to Alexei Pietrovich.
Okay, so that's the
And-
one we can do now. That's the current thing that we're talking about is that.
And I wanted the mailing address changed, which they did, because when they sent me this package in the mail, they sent it to me in Ed Couch,
Okay,
which is in the Rio Grande Valley near McAllen and Edinburgh.
Right.
I only have one eye and very little visibility out of it. And I have trouble writing. So my granddaughter, who lives in Ed Couch, is like my secretary. All the mail goes to her. She throws the junk mail away and then lets me know if there's something that I need to take care of.
Okay, so do we have the proper mailing address then to the Skinner Road in Ed Couch?
Yes, because the
Okay, perfect.
package that you sent me was sent to that address.
Okay.
Okay.
And sir, did you get, so have you filled out the paperwork there for the appraisal district to change your name? Because obviously you got the address fixed. Have you filled out the paperwork to get the owner's name changed?
When I received the tax appraisal for 125 and 127 Palm in Copano Village, I filled out both protest forms and dropped them off here at this office, showing a change of address and a change of name. And then for 127, you're taxing me on a dwelling that does not exist.
Okay,
Okay,
so
well, we're
Eamon,
starting with 125 first, and that we've got the correct address on. So Eamon, can you walk us through the rest of this?
well,
On
125 should be done. Isn't that all? That's all he's got on there, Ramona.
He's not contesting any
Fine.
value.
So 125, can
Ladies,
you handle
It
that?
says
please?
owner's name is incorrect.
That's all it
So-
says.
Yes.
So that's all we can
So-
hear on that property.
Right, so do we
Yeah,
have to make a
that's all.
motion to change his name, or is that all we have to do?
Well, that's why I'm asking Eamon, can y'all handle this or not?
the name is not like a decision that we make. It's a matter of fact. It's a matter of legal fact. Is the owner of record, which is going to be based off of deeds that are filed publicly. So I'm going to explain to them what the situation is. This property was quitclaimed from the grantor being Otto Paul Rossi, AKA Alexei Pietrovich. And then it says the grantee is Troy Michael Rossi, but there's a life estate for the grantor in the quitclaim deed, meaning this is going to belong to the person who's holding the life estate as long as they're living there and using it and that kind of thing. And eventually the ownership will be given full bundle of rights to Troy Michael Rossi. So The reason the owner of record, it says Otto P. Rossi Life Estate, is because at the bottom of this deed, it says the grantor is Otto Paul Rossi, AKA Alexei Pietrovich. There would have to be some other thing specifying that the primary name to go by, maybe like an affidavit of identity could be filed publicly.
Right,
But that's not really, we can't change that.
Right. right. So,
None of us.
so this,
Say, it's like,
this account, we can't, he just needs to work with the appraisal district office. And that's something that we can't do in a hearing. So I'm going to go ahead and make a motion on this, that we close this, and that he, the property owner, needs to work with the appraisal district, not in a hearing, to get this sorted out.
yeah.
Well, I agree or second that. Well, you haven't made the motion, but is that the
I
motion?
make a motion on account 17101, where the property owner has put in for us to check on owner's name is incorrect. I make a motion that we close this hearing, because this is not an issue that we rule on, and it is one that the property owner needs to take care of on his own with the appraisal district. He does not need to involve the appraisal review board.
Well, I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, case closed. Now we're on
Do you
to,
need to even open the case on the next one, because it's the exact same thing?
well.
No,
but it
he's
says
got a
on
other.
this one.
You have to open it and close it?
No, it says other, Kathy.
Oh, I see
So
the
I
other.
think that-
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I think we'll have to open it and address the slab.
I-
So,
got it.
okay, I'm going to commence the hearing on case number 2020190, account number 17100. This hearing is being recorded. We are the appraisal review board. Do we need to go through all this again, Eamon?
They just deed. They marked it as deed. They don't have jurisdiction for that. You only have to swear in.
Okay, we're going to forego all that other stuff, and we're just going to swear ourselves in. And Mr. Pietrovich, I am Ramona LeBlanc. I do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of Tax Code Section 41.66F, and I'm signing to that effect, and I'm physically located in Texas.
I, Cindy Duck, do solemnly swear that I've not communicated with another individual in violation of Tax Code Section 41.66F, and I am signing to that effect, and I am physically located in Texas.
I, Kathy Hoffman, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of Tax Code Section 41.66F, and I'm signing to that effect, and I'm physically located in Texas.
My name's Val Smith. I'm notary public, and I'm witnessing Ms. LeBlanc, Ms. Hoffman's, and Ms. Duck's signatures via Zoom, and I'm physically located in Texas.
I, Eamon Burke, do solemnly swear or affirm the testimony I shall present to the appraisal review board for the Aransas County Appraisal District is true and correct.
And if you'll state your name and read this again.
I'm Alexei Pietrovich. I do solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony I shall present to the appraisal review board for the Aransas County Appraisal District is true and correct.
Eamon?
He swore in.
I already swore in, and just for expediency's sake, is it okay with you if I go first, technically? I think I understand.
I would
what's
like
going on.
that.
That's fine. It's just I need to make some corrections that you don't have in your computer.
Okay. On this account with the house.
The first one that we just finished and this one.
Okay, so the first one you can do outside of a hearing. You can just go talk to anybody at the office here. This one, if I'm understanding correctly, it's just that there was a house on it that's demolished. It's just a vacant lot now.
That's correct.
Okay,
The slabs and everything are gone.
Got it.
They've been gone since February.
Okay, so if it's pending demo on January 1st, it doesn't have any value. So it should just be the land value. So the value of this property should be 33,710, which is the land value. Is that what you were trying to get done?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't want to be taxed on a dwelling that isn't there.
Yeah, well, it was there on January 1st, but it has no value because it needed to be destroyed, right?
Yes.
So yeah, well, I agree with you. You're right. It should be 33,710. It's just the land value.
Okay, so,
We
sir,
also need to address also quickly, the owner's name is incorrect, same as we had previously.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, so Mr. Petrovich,
Yes, ma'am.
okay, so Eamon said he is in agreement with offering you 33,710 for your total valuation. Do you accept that?
I don't understand that because the appraisal that was sent to me says the land is like 5,500. And then there were all these other additional taxes for schools and
Okay,
that.
okay, so Mr. Petrovich,
For 33,000.
Oh, okay.
okay, so Mr. Petrovich, the appraisal district puts a value on your property, okay? So anything as far as school district and all that, that's taxes, and that's done by the Aransas County Tax Office. But if on your property, what affected what your taxes were was the valuation the appraisal district put on your land and on the improvements, and the improvements would be the home and anything else other than just the good old land that's dirt and grass. So Eamon from the appraisal district said for 2020, he is offering you to take all the improvement values off of your evaluation. So all you have for your 2020 value on your 127 Palm Street address, it's purely 33,710. It was 61,730, but he's lowering it to $33,710. He took off the home. Are you accepting, is that value, does that seem fair to you that the 2020 value is now lowered to $33,710?
I
can't put it anywhere.
Did he say yes?
I understand what you're saying. It's just, when you sent me the appraisal,
Okay.
it lists all the stuff. It lists the land. It says the land is appraised at $5,500.
I'm not sure
And
what
now-
you're looking at, because this is what we sent you for this.
No, that is not. That's not what you sent me. What you sent me had a whole list of stuff and listed out everything individually.
You're talking about the evidence that we had, maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my God.
Is that the size of his land? Is it 5,500 square feet? Let me get that. Let me see.
And it's in that folder too.
The lots are like 30 foot wide and maybe 50, 60 foot long.
There it is. This?
No, like the evidence.
This is the evidence.
Okay.
Yes, that's 127 Palm, and it's no longer there.
Okay. Oh.
But this was taken before because there was a carport here.
He's going to take all that off.
I'm sorry?
Eamon wanted to take all of that off of there for this year. So all you'd pay for is the land valuation.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. In the tax appraisal that is sent to me says the land is appraised at 5,500.
Wow.
But that, the land hasn't been appraised at that in maybe ever.
Every year you send me an appraisal, the land stays the same. It says the appraised value of the lot is, it's actually less than 5,500. It's like
Can you look at the roll history?
5,300.
What's the appraised value?
No, we have it at 33,000.
All right, so here's your, this is your account. So this is not, there's nothing to disagree with here. This is our account. This is your property, right?
Maybe
So
thinking
this is
tax.
2020, and then there's different years. Just go further back. Go back a couple years. Let's see if it was when it was 5,500. Keep going. Keep going. Go all the way to the end. Okay, go forward one.
Oh, wait, there's where he's seeing that number, right there. 2005 value on land HS.
Appraisal you sent me this year shows the same value.
See what he's looking at.
400 for the lot.
I respectfully disagree. It hasn't been that in 15
I
years.
submitted that paperwork to you guys several months ago when I put in the petition.
We don't have anything we could print out that would say your land's worth $5,000.
I gave it to you. That Ray P, whoever that is, I've never seen. I've talked to him once. He wanted me to send pictures because you guys couldn't drive your car out and see that there's no building there.
Oh my gosh.
What's the
We emailed him the stuff. He never emailed us back.
appraised value of the land?
I'm put
Where-
paperwork in your Dropbox. The lady on the phone told me, yes, we've got it.
For the same lot,
The
right?
appraisals that you sent me, which shows the land value at $5,400. I don't know what you did with that evidence, but it was put in your Dropbox, and the lady said, yes, we have it. So what did you do with it?
I'm not going to answer that.
The hearing already started?
Sir, we're trying to help you come up with, with a fair valuation. So we all need to, be nice to each other.
I'm trying.
Cindy, where are we at?
Okay, it's time for Eamon. I guess your first 5 minutes are up. So now he gets, but I actually started it. He has 5 minutes left. Mr. Petrovich, you have 5 minutes, sir, to explain to us why the valuation should be lowered.
I've already told you. You sent me, the appraisal district sent me tax appraisals on both 125 and 127 Palm. Each lot was evaluated at $5,400.
Okay.
And that was sent to me this year.
Okay.
I
Maybe,
put protest and put
does he have
all
some,
the tax papers and appraisals in the Dropbox here at the appraisal district.
okay.
They told me they had it.
Hang on
Okay.
for a second. My name is Michael Soto. I do solemnly swear affirm the testimony shall present to the appraisal review board for the Aransas County Appraisal District is true and correct. Okay, so I have the ability to talk now. So is the question, sir, that you have evidence that we don't have in our possession?
I don't have the evidence. I gave it to you.
He keeps
When-
saying that this number was $5,400, but I'm looking at it right now.
Okay.
This is 33,000.
Okay,
I'm wondering if that was the tax dollars.
so this is,
Still shows 5,400 as the appraised value.
okay.
Would have been 5,000.
So, so the notice of appraised The notice of protest is filed by Mr. Petrovich. Is there anything else that you show in your possession?
No, that's just your.
So the question was asked and answered if we had all the evidence, but Mr. Petrovich is indicating that there's more evidence that he would like to submit. Is that correct, Mr. Petrovich?
I don't have any more evidence to submit. I've already given it, to you, and now you're telling me you don't know where it's at.
Okay, so
I don't know what's gonna happen if you show him that
What are those lots worth?
Right. Doesn't say what he keeps saying.
Oh,
That sounds high.
no, that's about right.
Our lot over here is not that high.
Right, I put that in this morning, he brought it this morning.
I have tax papers at home
Oh, where did those
from, from the last years, the appraisals,
Who knows?
and they all say $5,400
okay,
for the lot.
so
And that's what you sent me this year was $5,400 for the lot.
okay, as far as the evidence that we would have submitted to you, it's going to be displayed. That's our evidence to defend the value. Is that what you're referring to, sir?
No, I'm telling you, he's telling you that the paper you're holding in your hand with his handwriting on it, he
Okay,
keeps saying that it says it's 5,400 for the lot where it says 33,000. You're literally holding it.
Hey,
The
is it,
physical paper that he wrote.
you show it on there so that everybody can see it. I don't know.
Where-
Oh,
does
that?
it matter that he's disabled? Is that, would there
We
be
need
some?
to pull up the tax.
Yeah, that's your
Please,
notice.
please.
That's the one that hit your mailbox.
Kathy.
That's
Yeah,
the original. Now,
They
the
have-
back of it is your notice, and it says.
No, I think there's obviously some confusion as to.
But they have to work it out, Ed. We don't have access to the same numbers.
Well,
Why is Kathy?
If that's what it says, okay.
Okay, so do you have evidence you would like to present,
So
sir?
he said
No.
that's okay.
No, that's okay.
Okay. Okay, all right, so we're gonna continue. Cindy, where are we at?
Okay, so now we are at,
Okay,
the district cross-examine for 2 minutes and then 2 minutes of rebuttal.
I need to say something.
So you have 4 minutes to talk, district.
Oh, Mr. Petrovich said he didn't have anything else?
No, we cleared it up.
Okay, good.
And we're in agreement, the house should, and all improvements should be removed, they're gone. So it's all that's left is the land.
So can I offer him the 33 total valuation of 33? I mean, again, can I ask him that question now or
You can, and I
Yeah.
accept.
you accept?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. So and one more time, Mr. Petrovich, for 2020, you are accepting the district's offer of a total valuation of $33,710.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so on account number 17100, taking into consideration any issue which might affect the total valuation on the property, and there is, the property owner has been told that he needs to coordinate with the appraisal district to get the owner's name and paperwork, all of that straightened out. That is not an appraisal review board decision. So with that considered, on account 17100, I make a motion that we lower the 2020 value to $33,710.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Case closed.
Okay, Mr. Rossi, Petrovich, you will get something in the mail in like the next 2 weeks or so. It will restate this new valuation of $33,710. And it will also have information on, if you want to pursue it further, what you can do. Also, if you would please fill out your survey as far as your opinion of your experience today with the Appraisal Review Board. It would be appreciated.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
That was a little confusing.
Yeah, he was confused.
It's important to understand that any other citizen that watches they're not sworn in, so they can't really talk. So just be careful about that, please.
So which one are we doing now?
This is case number 901.
901.
Yes.
Oh.
The top of page 3.
Oh, the one right there. Thank you, Kathy.
Sorry about that. It was so loud that I had to come over here and see what the heck was going on.
He was just confused. Just confused.
He was, oh, holy
Steinmark's going out of business.
I saw that. No, filing bankruptcy. I saw that this morning. Facebook.
Hey, Kathy,
Yeah.
just so you're aware, I can hear you talking.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
No. I'm just making you aware.
No, okay. I appreciate it.
What are you laughing about now?
Because I think we're on one of those shows where they do stuff.
A reality show?
Yes. Oh, our lives are a reality show. Oh my gosh.
Is this going to be an in-person one?
I don't know.
I think so.
Scott. Did they all
They've
leave?
all
us?
left us.
They just
Yeah.
left? I told you, this is a reality show.
There's nobody there.
They
No,
really aren't. They're all gone.
they just walked back out.
Oh my gosh, they are. They're ignoring us.
Oh, Lordy. Oh, goodness.
Oh.
Well, Ramon, I'm glad you dropped the administrivia.
I know, that confuses people terribly.
Kathy told Charlie yesterday she had to look it up.
I did.
It's a real word.
I truly did.
It isn't there though. There isn't such a word.
Yeah, there is.
Oh my God. Are you for real, Kathy?
I checked it in the dictionary and it's there.
Pertaining to administration. Yep.
Yeah, and I found that the prior version of that word was actually administrativia.
Like ridiculous and administration?
it has a slightly different grammatical usage, administrativia. But I thought that it was like what do you call that? A portmanteau where it was administration and trivia, but it's not. Just a coincidence. You know,
No, it meant what I said. It's ridiculous.
Right?
Is this in person, Eamon?
Yes.
Over there. All right, Mr. Reinhardt is here in person.
Hi, Mr. Reinhardt. How are you today?
Doing good.
Good morning.
All right, we're going to commence a hearing on case number 2020901, account number 70253. This hearing is being recorded. We are the Appraisal Review Board, and we are hearing your protest today. I'm Ramona LeBlanc. We have Cindy Duck and Kathy Hoffman here too. We do not work for the appraisal district. We are appointed to perform an independent review of your protest. The Comptroller's Office provides an electronic survey for you to offer feedback about your experience today that may be accessed at the appraisal district office or online at surveymonkey.com/r/survey-ARB. The survey is voluntary. You also have the right to appeal our decision. Appeal information will be provided to you with our determination. In accordance with Tax Code Section 41.45H, all written material that has not been provided must be provided at this time. Do we have all your evidence, sir? Pardon me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The ARB members that are considering the protest have not communicated with anyone about the protest and are signing affidavits to that effect. I, Ramona LeBlanc, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of Tax Code Section 41.66F, and I'm signing to that effect, and I'm physically located in Texas.
I, Cindy Duck, do solemnly swear I have not communicated with another person in violation of Tax Code Section 41.66F. Oh, and I'm signing to that effect, and I'm physically located in Texas.
I, Kathy Hoffman, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of Tax Code Section 41.66F. I'm signing to that effect, and I'm physically located in Texas.
My name's Val Smith. I'm the notary public, and I am witnessing Ms. LeBlanc, Ms. Hoffman's, and Ms. Duck's signatures via Zoom, and I'm physically located in Texas.
All testimony from all witnesses must be given under oath.
I, Eamon Burke, do solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you shall present to the Appraisal Review Board for the Aransas County Appraisal District is true and correct.
Okay, and Mr. Reinhardt, if you will state your name and then read this statement there.
I, Stephen Reinhardt, do solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony I shall present to the Appraisal Review Board for the Aransas County Appraisal District is true and correct.
And then it goes on to that effect. Sign and thank you.
All right, Mr. Reinhardt, are you, do you hold a Texas appraiser's license?
No, I don't.
Awesome. Do you see the time limit page in front of you?
Yes, I do.
That just tells you how many minutes you get to present and ask questions and stuff. Would you like to go first, or would you like the district to go first?
The district.
All righty, Eamon?
The subject property is 70253. It is a lot in Holiday Beach. It's described as lot with concrete stilt foundation and septic. Its last known sale price was $44,910 in 2019.
44.
Notice value was $37,760. The only thing on this card is land, a trailer pad, which is the utility hookups, and the it's a 10% complete 4FB home, a 4FB being the middle of the road average home. 10% completeness is literally just the foundation. So because it was sold as having an RV hookup and a house foundation to be used, that's where it came from. The comps, the first comp is the subject, which has no adjustments because it is the subject. And it says that it has a working septic, and it was listed as land with a foundation. And so if it was purchased for $44,910, that's a direct indicator that that's how much it's worth. The next comp is 108 West Pin Oak, and that was a lot that sold for $5,000. It's just slightly different size. It's about half the size, a little less than half the size. Indicates a value for the subject at $38,510. And then the following two comps are both land sales as well on Northview and West Live Oak. And the value of these things, they're all 4,250 square foot lots, and they sell for about $4,500 to $6,000, about $5,000 a piece. That's where the land values come from in Holiday Beach. The value for the subject, the market value, is then indicated at $39,510, which is just above our market value of notice, but that's within a margin of error. The equity grid just shows there's other properties. These are 4FB homes in Holiday Beach, you know, and then the last two are just land. There's nothing unusual going on. This is just a lot. It's on our land schedule. And like I said, the way that the value of the foundation came from was just 10% complete of a 4FB home. It's based on our completeness schedule. 10% is the bare part of the foundation. We're at 96% in Holiday Beach. And I'll just ask, did you pay $44,910 for it? We think that that's what it sold for, but we don't know if you paid that or less than that or what. You don't have to tell me what you paid for it, but did you pay less than that?
No.
Okay. I mean, that's our most elementary argument would be if you paid $44,000 for it, it's worth $44,000. But anyways, that's it. That's all of our evidence.
That's it, Eamon?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So, sir, Stephen?
Yes, ma'am.
You've got 2 minutes to cross-examine and 5 minutes to present. So I'm just going to give you 7 minutes, okay?
Okay, well, my main concern is, and the pictures that y'all see there, that's how the lot was when I purchased it. And
That is or is not?
that is the way that it is there. That's how I purchased the lot. The pictures that's there, I took those this past weekend, and that's how it was when I purchased the lot. The only thing I ever did there was just keep it up by mowing the grass. But what my argument is, how come they went up $27,000 something on improvements, and I didn't do nothing to the lot? And I bought it with the intention of rebuilding in the next couple of years, and going up that much just for purchasing the lot on improvements when I didn't even stick no money into it. I don't see where they're coming with that. That's my only thing is I'm trying to, why did they go up so high on improvements when I didn't do nothing to the lot? That's how it is as I purchased it.
Okay, well, do you want to ask them that now during your time, or?
Well, that's why I'm asking, why did it go up so much?
Okay. So I'll answer that. You're looking at it in one tiny little window of time, which is last year to this year. You got to remember that we do this every year, and that this property's been valued every single year, and there was a hurricane. This used to have a house on it. So when the house was demolished and this was left, we have to make a determination of is there remaining value in this foundation for a house? What we can't know when we do an appraisal is if it will pass inspection when the time comes to build on it. We also don't know if the utilities are functional anymore, if the ones that were servicing the house, are they any good anymore? Or when the demo of the house, did it destroy the septic tank? So all the value of all the improvements was taken completely off, and there's nothing left but land value. When this thing was listed and it was described as having functional utilities, and there is this thing on here that was listed as being a foundation of a house, and that is what's contributing value to it. If we don't describe the value that makes your lot different, then what that's saying is that your land is worth $44,000 and so is everyone else's. So those $4,500, $5,000 lots should all have their value quadrupled as a result. But that's obviously ridiculous because there's something different about this, which is it has utilities, it has a foundation that you're intending to use. That's providing value. So that's some of the value that was just taken off as a sort of benefit of the doubt. We're erring on the side of low when people's homes were destroyed. And now it just went back on because we had evidence showing that it works, that it's good. You know, your purchase, we're supposed to be at 100% of market value. And what you pay for things is what we're supposed to have. So the thing that ties us up is equity. You know, you have other little lots selling for less and it indicates a lower value for yours. Yours is on a corner, so it's probably played into it. And I don't know what the value of this foundation is even to this day. But that's why it changed from last year to this year, is because the year prior, it was completely taken off. The whole house was taken off. There was no improvements value at all. So that's it. That's what happened.
So that was I was just questioning why, and I needed an answer because sometimes it's hard to get an answer over a phone call, and you go through this one to this one to this one to this one, you never get a correct answer.
No, that's understandable.
That's all I have to say.
Okay, so now the district gets 2 minutes to cross-examine and 2 minutes for rebuttal.
I have no cross-examine, rebuttal, or closing.
Okay, so basically what that puts us, Sir Stephen, if you want, you've got 2 minutes in rebuttal, or you can just go straight to your closing. That is absolutely your right to choose.
Just go straight to closing.
All right, you get a minute for that, okay?
Well, just if nothing was to come out of this here today, I will probably be selling this lot and taking my tax dollars somewhere else, and probably won't even come back to Rockport. So that's all I have to say.
Okay.
I was gonna eventually build on it to spend summers down here, but guess what? If nothing comes out of this here today as just a little bit of some kind of reprieve, this is my decision making. So, and that's it.
Okay. All right. So now the appraisal review board gets 5 minutes to deliberate and come up with our answer.
Okay.
I think we need to leave the value where it is. He did pay $44,910 for it. Average market value is $39,510. So I think it's well priced.
You want to make a motion, Kathy?
Sure. I'll make a motion on account 70253 regarding incorrect appraised market value, that the district has shown with their evidence that the value placed on the property is appropriate and should remain at $37,760.
Second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, case closed.
All right, so Miss Stephen, you're done today, and we voted to leave the valuation as it was. And I hope you understand why the value went up on that. So thank you very much for coming before the appraisal review board.
Okay, thank you all.
Thank you, Sarah.
See you around.
You can sell it for less than 37, right?
Do y'all see any more 1030s?
Yes, we actually have somebody else in person, Val told me.
Oh, okay. Oh, there's two more that could be here. Okay, do you know which one it is, Eamon?
Yeah, it's
Oh.
K 1262.
All right, and they've got two of them.
That's right. That's right.
I haven't thought about Gloria Dean in years.
About what?
Gloria Dean.
Who's that?
She used to own this hotel. She used to own another one. She used to own a lot of property here in town.
Oh, cool. Like DEAN?
Yeah, just like Paula's name.
Yeah, I think she's my other sister.
She passed away a long time ago.
Oh, she was.
Yes.
Hmm.
Okay. Let's see, our next case will be 1262. It is an in-person case. And I am going to go get the person who is, I believe, Mr. Bostic. Or Jetine. And he will have two cases. This will be the first of two.
Okay. I'm ready. Are y'all ready?
I'm ready.
I'm the person to come in.
I'm ready, but I'm the only one here right
Scott, where are you gonna eat? What are you gonna get to eat when you pick up Kathy's food?
Right?
now. Having a salad.
A salad? Okay. I think if you call them, they'll like pack it for you even.
That's my wife packing it, so. I don't think she packs it, she just does it at the house. So if you want to come by, you probably have one available.
Hey, so will you ask her to pack one for me?
Sitting at this table right here.
Okay, here we have people coming.
Mr. Patel is sitting down.
Are you ready?
Ready?
All righty. Good morning, Jatine. How are you today?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Good. We're going to commence a hearing on account number 202011262, account number 32487. This hearing is being recorded. We are the appraisal review board that will be hearing your protest today.
All right.
I'm Ramona LeBlanc, Cindy Duck, and Kathy Hoffman are joining me. We do not work for the appraisal district. We are appointed to perform an independent review of your protest. The comptroller's office provides an electronic survey for you to offer feedback about your experience today that may be accessed at the appraisal district office or online at surveymonkey.com/r/surveyarb. The survey is voluntary. You also have the right to appeal our decision. Appeal information will be provided to you with our determination. In accordance with Tax Code Section 41.45H, all written materials that have not been provided must be provided at this time. Do we have all your evidence, Jatine?
Yes, if I'm not mistaken. Right?
Yes.
And let me interject. Jatine has his gloves on. He did not do the hand sanitize. Is that okay with the board?
That,
He's
yeah,
got gloves on.
but y'all are there with them. It's what, are y'all okay with that?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. All right. The members, the ARB members who are considering the protest have not communicated with anyone about the protest today and are signing affidavits to that effect. I, Ramona LeBlanc, do solemnly swear I have not communicated with another person in violation of Tax Code Section 41.66F, and I'm signing to that effect, and I'm physically located in Texas.
I, Cindy Duck, do solemnly swear I have not communicated with another individual in regards to this case in violation of Tax Code Section 41.66F. And I am signing to that effect, and I am physically located in Texas.
I, Kathy Hoffman, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another person in violation of Tax Code Section 41.66F, and I'm signing to that effect. I'm physically located in Texas.
My name is Val Smith. I'm a notary public. I'm witnessing via Zoom Ms. LeBlanc, Ms. Duff, and Ms. Hoffman's signatures, and I'm physically located in Texas.
All testimony from all witnesses must be given under oath.
I, Eamon Burke, do solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony I shall present to the Appraisal Review Board for the Aransas County Appraisal District is true and correct.
So you will sign and print that, and then you'll state your names and read this.
I, Jatine Patel, solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony I shall present to the Appraisal Review Board for the Aransas County Appraisal District is true and correct.
Awesome. Jatine, do you hold a Texas appraiser's license?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Do you see the time limits page in front of you, Mr. Jatin? Would you like to go first, or would you like the district to go first?
District could go first.
Okay.
Okay.
Property,
5 minutes.
property account number is 34287. It is a motel property on Austin Street. It is was noticed at, I'm trying, it's a little out of order, 911,220. It was classed as a motel, not a hotel. It has 16 rooms. It was given 50% vacancy, 55% expenses, and that renders an NOI based on that of $90,000. Cap rate of 9.95. That's where the 911,000 came from. The expenses in that initial model have been shown to be too low. And when this evidence was put together, there was an offer made reflecting that. In addition to that, after this evidence was put together, I will say that this motel is going to end up being in a different category next year based on their different room rates. And it's probably a further adjustment. I mean, there is a further adjustment warranted on the result, on the basis of that. And then there's an equity sheet showing that we did the same thing with every other motel. They're all the same. They're all exactly the same. That was, the equity is perfect, which is why it wasn't completely accurate. So big adjustments have to be made on these types of motels. Do you know what your ADR is on this one?
I have no idea. I would think that it would be 39 to 50 bucks, somewhere around there.
Okay, that sounds about right. Let's see.
So Eamon, he gave you his actual numbers?
No, well, yeah. I mean, he gave me an estimate. He said 39 to 50. I was thinking 40. So.
But I'm saying just period across the board.
No.
Oh, and so that's why you came up with that 589.
That is a blanket offer to every single hotel and motel. In the very least, our expenses were too low. They should have been 65. So that, but after this evidence was put together, there's, even more stuff is happening. Give me just a minute, and that's, I'm done with my time though. Y'all can move on.
Okay, so.
Wait. Okay, so you're done? Because you still have time, Eamon.
Yeah, but I mean, other things can happen while I'm sitting here pounding on a calculator.
Got it. I'm not sitting there, so I can't see that you're doing that, okay? So, sir, you've got 2 minutes to cross-examine and 5 to present, so you get 7 minutes.
Okay, so I want to start with 209 North Austin Street. It's a motel compared to a hotel. It's two differentiations between the bigger motels and then the smaller mom and pop independent hotels, because we don't have any reservation-based system. So I want to start with the land value. So on this property, we had a land value of 117,760. The total square footage is 11,776. So I took a comps of the adjacent properties from the Aransas CAD. So if you go to the next one, you could see that the per square footage price on average is 5.99, 6.60, and 7, compared to 10, which is for this property. So I would like to adjust that one for the price per square foot of that lot to be closer to the 6 or 7 mark, That's what I'm seeing across the board. Then next thing I want to emphasize on the sales. So I have done a market study of the independent hotels in town. So I have property IDs listed with you, and also the location, addresses, and how many rooms they are for the sales purposes. So the initial study of the county shows that this property has, okay, there it is. They did a room revenue rate of $25,185 across the board, which gave them a gross of 12 of the 16-room hotel. I would think 300 and something thousand. I don't have that number in front of me, but
my study shows that that's probably more accurate towards the bigger hotels. But for the independent hotels, I did a study between a 12-room hotel, a 11-room hotel, a 17-room hotel, and a 26-room hotel in our same county. So you can see those are the numbers for the last 20 years. These are sales tax, hot tax that we say. Those are the numbers for those. On the first line, you can see those revenue. What I have done in my study is taken an average of the last 3 years, which is 18, 19, and 17, 18, and 19. So if you go to the next sheet, this one shows that I took in the property ID, just like I did it, the 4 properties, the hot tax, the number of units, and then room revenue. So you see where the room revenue is? That's where the biggest differentiation is coming. The differentiation is on the per 25,000 compared to average of around 6,000 on this rooms, right? On the independent ones. If you do the gross at vacancy at 50%, which I do agree, the industry average is 50% for the hotels and motels. The average gross income for the year now compared to their properties that they're appraising came out to be closer to the 60,000, EGI came out to close to 150 to 130,000 on average. Mine, I'm coming out between 35 to 45,000. And 65% expense, I mean, it's a give and take. I would think there would be more expense on the income ratio that they're using more than 65%. But I also have an income expense sheet for you guys on average what we spend on these hotels. Net operating income, you can see ours and theirs is way low. What I don't understand, I still need to understand that from Eamon, is the tax rates. The tax rate and the overall tax rate, how do we calculate for each property? Because I see over here on the study that you guys give us, it's different tax rates, 1.95, the next one's 2.46, 1.95. I still need to know how to multiply that to the NOI so I could get the real value of those properties.
So the tax rates are set by all the different taxing entities.
Mm-hmm.
So the city of Aransas Pass is going to have a different rate than the city of Rockport. The school district in Aransas is going to have a different than the school district in Aransas County.
Okay.
The tax rate is added to the cap rate. So you create a loaded cap rate.
Okay, so you do 8 plus, you do 8
plus whatever the tax rate is.
1.95 plus the 9.95?
That's it. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. And the reason being, the higher the taxes, the less the value for the same revenue, you know, because it's money you can't capitalize. So that's how you get that.
So 8 plus 1.95 plus 9.95. So I get 19.95. What do I multiply or divide that with?
So you take your NOI and you divide it by that cap rate as a decimal. So it'd be divided by 0.0995.
0.58, 725, divided by, so if I have 19.9, I take 0.199.
It would be 0.0995.
Okay,
yeah.
0.0199.
No, just 0.995. It's not 19.
Oh, it's not 19, okay.
The decimal's 1 over.
1 over. So if I have 19.9, when I add up everything, I do 0.099?
No, you shouldn't have 19.
I have 9.95 as the overall tax rate, and then the tax rate is not 1.99?
No, the tax rate is only 1 point something.
Oh, okay, so overall, that's just to add it together. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I get it. Okay. So 9.95. Okay, so we take.
Cindy, where are we at?
So 117.
Still has a minute.
So the cap rate for this example on the Sunset Inn, on according to their revenue, those are actual revenues, by the way, on the hot sales tax for the last 3-year average. So according to their sales, it should be 117,000 on that property instead of 683,000 as the market value. So I'm just going to give you an example according to those what ours should be. So if you go to the next slide.
We're on the case, our account number 32487.
Exactly, on that one. So according to that one, if you calculate the NOI according to those stats about the 4 hotels, you get a rate of 1266 times 0.0995. You get a value. It's a very low value of 112,053 cents on this property for its structure on the income ratio base.
Okay, number one, can you say that number again slowly?
$112,053.70 is what I got. I might have made a mistake, but Eamon could verify that, you know?
Okay,
And then the land value, of course, is going to be separate, and we have to add that, and I wanted to adjust that to the 11,776 square feet that I do have, compared to $7, which is a market or a surrounding market.
Well,
okay, so now we are in Amon's time. Amon, you get 2 minutes to cross-examine and then 2 minutes for rebuttal.
yeah, first of all, the land doesn't get added to it.
Okay.
The land is required. You can't run a motel without land to put the motel on. The other thing is the room revenue on there is if you're going off of what's reported, that's after vacancy.
Yeah, so I multiplied that though.
Right, but if this was the actual room revenue for a room for $6,000, then it should be rent. You should be able to get a motel room for $16.43 a night. Well, that does. When was the last time you saw a motel room for $16?
See, I understand what you're saying, but I'm going off the comps of what those rates are. What the gross income is showing is what I'm going off.
What I'm saying is that number is after vacancy. So then when you put the 50% vacancy on top of that, you're just doing the vacancy twice.
No. That's okay. Let's do it real quick. It's so their sales was 33,501, right, on the Sunset one. Okay. And then you times that by 2 at 50% at 67,002 is their 100% occupancy. At 50% there at $33,501. So if you take $67,002 divided by 12, you get that $5,583 as a room revenue. I mean, this motels.
Nobody's room revenue is $6,000 a year.
Okay, you're saying that, but this is the sales tax occupancy report that I have submitted with it, Eamon. Look at all the properties. I mean, they're there.
It's like, I'm telling you, that number is a room revenue for a year is the nightly room revenue times 365. That's what a room revenue is.
Yes, but let's look at their sales. They're reporting the sales tax, right? So are we
But
saying
the
that
rooms aren't $15 a night?
I know, but let's not go on the ADR. You're getting too complex. Let's look at what their sales are compared to what their rooms are. So their sales are reported to the state. So I have to go off of those state taxes that they have reported on my study, right? So they have reported this sales tax, which is in the first column right here. Last 20 years that I have provided. If you look at the last 3 years, and if you take that average, Eamon, and divide it by the number of rooms, that's what you get.
Right.
So I don't know where I'm doing incorrect mathematics here, but I want to just know if I am.
You are. You're doing it twice. What I'm saying is, go back to the one at the bottom. If your reported room revenue is $6,000, go to one more.
Cool.
If your reported room revenue is $6,000
in total, 100% occupancy
for a 16, that's not possible. It's not possible.
Reported.
Okay, I'm not going to argue with you about that. I disagree that there's ever been a motel for rent for $16 a night in Aransas County.
Okay.
In the last 10 years.
Hey, Eamon, we're in your time. So, you know, we still have another minute and a half of Eamon's time to present.
Tell us what you got, Eamon.
Yep, let's go to the first page of my evidence.
I mean, actually, I'll give you a little bit more because it kind of wasn't yours.
It won't take very long. It's 32487. It is a motel. Didn't I already do this? I already did this.
Yes, yes, we've already gone through that part.
Oh, I see. Well, the adjusted value based on it being $40 room revenue per night would be $410,000.
410? Okay.
$410,000.
Yes.
Thank you. But you still have 17 seconds, Eamon. Okay. So now, sir, you've got 2 minutes for rebuttal, and then after the district gets their 1 minute, you'll get a minute closing.
Okay, so Eamon has a number which he wants to go off with the ADR, which supposedly the ADR is anticipation. I want to go off the numbers that are presented, right? So the sales tax is a hot tax that has been reported to the state, to the city, the county, and also the state. So this evidence right here, my numbers are off of this, not ADR. ADR is something which is a very complex issue, average daily rate. So every hotel will have a different average daily rate compared to how many rooms they rent, which month of the year it is. If you want to really break it down into, you have to go month by month. Somewhere is a bigger ADR. Winter, it might be a $16, like Eamon is saying. It might not be. Who knows, right? That's why you can't really calculate by the ADR. You have to go off of what they have reported, what each property this size has reported to the state, the county, and then of course the city. So those are the numbers I want to go off by. And I had an amount of $112,053.70. Now, on that instance, also, I wanted to let you know the expenses at 65%. If you look at my very last sheet, if I'm not mistaken, next one. So this property is the one that we're working on right now. If you look at the expense sheet, you know, this property was taken into the 100-year floodplain in 2017 when the next 100-year floodplain was taken on. So it incurred another expense of $16,000 a year for us at this property, being 3 separate unit properties, 3 separate buildings. It incurred a whole nother expense for us end of the year. You know, this expenses, you can see the front desk is in there at minimum wage at $8 an hour, 24-hour front desk that we have to run. The housekeeper is at one housekeeper 40 hours a week. And then you got a laundry personnel doing the laundry, the supplies. Our expenses, you know, this hotel's the minimal ones. We use it and we keep it on our books as a write-off purposes for us. What amount of profit that Eamon is showing, there's just not that kind of profit in the smaller unit hotels. You know, I own bigger hotels as well, and I agreed with him on the bigger hotels, but on the little ones, it's just, the numbers aren't, it's not fitting in, even at 400.
Okay, all right. Now we're at Eamon's 1 minute closing.
I'll just point out the ADR is reported. It is a reported thing. It's in the hotel fact book, and the revenue for the subject property has not been submitted. Expenses have been submitted, and tax records have been submitted, but there has been no evidence shown that the income is less. I would love to see if the actual revenue is less, but it hasn't been submitted. I can only assume it's because it's not less.
Okay. So now it is, Mr. Protester, it's your 1 minute to close.
All right, so he said that I have not submitted the sales of this hotel. I don't have to. I did it just as what he did. He did a case study on those hotels when he made his report, and I did the exact same thing. I did a case study on the independent hotels in our county. So I don't have to report individual hotel sales to you guys. You know, I don't think that's a law. And then the second thing is I would want the ARB members to consider the actual facts of the sales that are reported, not just an ADR, which is an average daily rate. You know, the sales is what matters. That's what we collected the sales tax on. The numbers are making sense at more of a sales tax if we're going to use an income approach compared to a cost approach. So if it's income approach, I'm sorry if the number comes up way lower, but we have to go off the case study.
Okay. All right. So now the appraisal review board gets 5 minutes.
I have a question. What was the number submitted on Eamon's report? 589, 474. Is that the number that you are suggesting is the value for this property?
No.
Actually, he suggested 410.
Yes.
Okay, I wasn't sure which number was which. So the 410 is what Eamon is saying.
Yes.
for this property. He said the 589 was a blanket offer to all of the motels.
Okay. But in this particular case, if this property, we're talking about 410.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
And I feel like it's reasonable. And you know me, on this whole income thing, I'm having a hard time with. But
I
the
know, well,
410
this was particularly complicated as far as I could tell, but so I'm
Yeah.
just going with the best recommendation and it seems reasonable, so I would.
I agree.
Where are
Cindy?
you at, Cindy?
Yeah, I seriously, this one, you know, like y'all both have said, I mean, it is kind of complicated based upon what we're able to hear in that short amount of time. I mean, I think the 410 is a number that at least was proven within the time limit that we have. So, you know, and he has the opportunity to pursue this further if he wishes. So I'm going to make a motion on that number. Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. On account 32487, based upon what we've heard from the appraisal district and from the property owner, taking into consideration any issue which might affect the total valuation on the property, I make a motion on account 32487, we lower the 2020 value to 410,000.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
All right, case closed.
This case is closed, and you know, I know you've got one more, but just so you know, on both of them, you'll get something in the mail that'll reiterate what the ruling was in like a week or two. And it also has the steps if you wish to pursue it further. And there's also a survey that we wish you would take about your experience with us, the appraisal review board. But you have another case, so.
All right, that one's closed. We're going to open case number 2020123, account number 17776. And we're just going to forego all the other stuff and just go to the swearing in. I, Ramona LeBlanc, do solemnly swear I have not communicated with another person in violation of tax code section 41.66F, and I'm signing to that effect, and I'm physically located in Texas.
I, Cindy Duck, do solemnly swear I've not communicated with another individual in violation of tax code number 41.66F, and I'm signing to that effect. And I'm physically located in Texas.
I, Kathy Hoffman, do solemnly swear that I have not communicated with another individual in violation of tax code section 41.66F. I'm signing to that effect, and I'm physically located in Texas.
My name's Val Smith. I'm notary public. I am witnessing Ms. LeBlanc, Ms. Hoffman, and Ms. Duck's signatures via Zoom, and I'm physically located in Texas.
I, Jatin Patel, solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony I shall present to the appraisal review board for the Aransas County Appraisal District is true.
I, Eamon Burke, do solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony I shall present to the appraisal review board for the Aransas County Appraisal District is true and correct.
All righty. Mr. Jatin, do you want to go first, or do you want the district to go first?
Since we already went through it, I just want Eamon to do his calculations, and let's just go off of that. It seems like that's what we're gonna go off of ourselves.
Okay, that sounds good. Eamon?
I couldn't find this hotel in the hotel fact book. Is it under a different name?
We had a different LLC before, Eamon. It might have been under that. It was, what did we call it? We are doing investments.
That's what we have for the property, but I mean for the what's reported, you know, it's like business names. It's like
We haven't registered the new DBA yet, the Bayview Inn.
Okay.
But with the county and the state, we haven't submitted the phones under Bayview Inn now. You know, the new LLC.
What was it under for 19? Was it under a different
19 or 18? It might have been under Rod and Reel.
Rod and Reel. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking it was. I want to make sure it was the right one. Okay. Okay. I do have to present our evidence though. It won't take long.
Okay.
The subject property is 17776. It was noticed last year at 589,290 on a cost basis. This year it was noticed on an income value of 683,410. This is a motel right on the edge of Water Street and Market, between Water and Austin. And it has 12 rooms, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
The rent that was given was 25,185 was the annualized rent rate per room, and 50% expenses, or vacancy, 55% expenses, and a loaded cap rate of 9.95. The expenses have been shown to be too low in our initial model. Additionally, the room revenue is too high for motels of this type. I believe that that is it. That's all the evidence we had to present.
And you made
still
them
have
an
3
offer?
minutes.
I have nothing. I think he's just doing some calculations. I mean, we could just sit and,
So Eamon, are you calculating?
yeah.
Thank you.
It's 308.
308.
308.
308?
308.
I'm just
Okay,
making sure because that's less than last year.
It is. It's less than the cost value of the building. That's going to happen.
all right. So do you want that, do you accept that valuation as a fair one?
Yes.
Mr. Jatine?
That's all I could ask for. Go lower than last year, right?
Yes, look at it. It's 308,000.
Yeah.
So you accept it, right?
Both offers.
Not what?
Do
He
what?
said yes.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, it's just hard, y'all, to hear on the, okay, so I make a motion on account 27862, based upon what we heard from the district, what we heard from the property owner, taking
Wait a
into.
minute.
Huh?
You got the wrong account. 17776.
You're right, I do. Okay, so account 17776, sorry. You're right, yeah, I just jumped down. I'm so sorry. 1776, based upon what we heard from the district and from the property owner, looking and considering any issues under other that possibly would affect the total valuation on the property, I make a motion that for the 2020 value on account 17776, we lower the 2020 value to 308,000.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, this case is closed. Jatine, we're very glad you came in today.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yay, and please fill out the survey.
Is it online?
Val can
Yes, we have one
she can
online.
give you one there, or yes, it is online, but, or you'll get one in the envelope, or you'll get a link.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
It's low batteries.
1:30, okay?
Wait.
For me?
Oh, that's 1:30. Okay.
Yeah, we're recessed until 1:30.
All right, y'all. Have a great lunch.
Okay.
You too.
All right, we'll see you at 1:30.
Are we done?
Yeah, till 1:30, Kathy.
That's good because my iPad's about to crap out, so. Okay, I'll see you at
Plug her
1:30.
in.
Okay,
All righty.
Bye, Kathy.
Bye.
bye.
Bye, Ramona. Oh my gosh. This is
Where's my
terrible.
charger? I thought I brought it in here.
Oh.